Guys, listen up. As you get older, the best way to continue to look young, exuberant, and vibrant is to continue to take care of your skin. That's why I'm excited to have Teej Hanley as a sponsor of today's video. You heard me talk about them before, and you're going to continue to hear me talk about them because I believe in their products and the positive impact that they have on every man's life. Teej Hanley makes taking care of your skin so easy. They provide you with all the products you need and nothing that you don't. Every box comes with an instruction card that tells you when to use each product, how much to use, and in what order. Lapeef family, I must admit, skincare wasn't always something I always focused on, but since I started using this system, I've seen improvements in the way my skin looks and feels. And you don't have to take my word for it. They have over 5,000 5-star reviews on their website from satisfied customers from around the world. I recommend you start with the level 1 system, which comes with all the basics: a daily face wash, an exfoliating scrub, an AM moisturizer, and a PM moisturizer. In addition to amazing skin, members of Teej Hanley get tons of benefits, including at least 20% off retail price, the ability to customize your box, pause or cancel at any time, and free US shipping. And because Teej Hanley is sponsoring today's video, they're offering my viewers a great deal. Just click that first link in the description and you'll get 30% off your first box plus the free gift. Seriously, that's an amazing deal. Even though it's too early, as I often say, it's never too late. Click that link and get started today.
The internet always tell the lies, but in person, I've
What's going on, family? Welcome to King Talking. Lapeef Network. New voice, Mr. Proof. We got Trail Smooth. Hank in the basement. Shannon Raw. San Antonio. Lee Madden. Lee Reeves. Marcus White. Cloud Jones. And myself and Lapeef J.I. Welcome to King Talk on the greatest network, the Lapeef Network. What's going on, family? What's going on? How y'all doing?
Blessed, man. Yeah.
Good.
Steady busy, man.
What up? What up?
Oh, Luis, where you at, man? You're like in Alaska or something. The hoodie up, or you back to your dirty ways again?
It's scheming season.
Oh, okay. Hoodie season, huh? Me and that, y'all hear that?
Stay scheming.
It's almost like somebody has. Y'all hear that?
I hear an echo.
Mean echo.
That'd be you, Cloud.
I think that might be Cloud.
God damn it. What about
All
now?
right, I'm gonna go ahead and play this while you're doing that.
I mean, you know, the internet always tell the lies, but in person, I have nothing but love and respect from people.
I know, and I love it. But listen, I love you. Thank you for helping me through the process, and I'm gonna call you soon. I have an artist that want to meet you, man. His name ESTG. He said, "Pinky, I love her," so I'm gonna plug y'all up. He just want to meet
Tell
you.
him I say hello.
Okay, thank you.
All right, y'all have a good one.
All right.
Damn, I heard you talk about I love you.
I didn't say that.
Yes, you did.
Listen, I love you. Thank you for.
I told Pinky I loved her.
Yes, you did.
I love you.
Did I? Did I say that? I just got that's a jail flashback. Yes, that don't count.
You said, okay, I will talk to you. I love you. And I'm like,
Did I say that?
Yes, you fucking did say that.
No, I didn't say that. If I did, that's some jail stuff. That was in jail. I got a flashback. Did I tell Pinky I love her? I wanted to tell her that when I was in jail. So if I told her,
I just thought that was hilarious, man.
Man's was down bad. No, it was. Yeah. It was. I mean, that's prison for you right there.
But you want to know what I was thinking about when I heard that is how often do people say things and they don't realize they say it, and when you tell them about it, they say, "No, I didn't say that. I didn't say that."
Every time a woman open her mouth.
Men lie, women lie, but let me tell you, that video recording does not lie. It captures everything, emotion to mannerism.
Yeah, it does.
Facts.
Well, it's good to see you guys. Welcome to King Talk. Hit that like button. Also, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Shout out to the sponsor, Teej Hanley. Uncomplicated skincare for men. 30% off alone, a free gift. That link is in the description. So go ahead and fill the Teej, as I always say. Good to see you folks. I see the chat is active. Shout out to all my green gang. Erica Dale, the AP accountability partner. What we got up in there? That's all I see so far. When we come out, HR is in the building as well. So if any hurt feelings reports need to be filled out, which I highly doubt. Typically, it's not a thing on King Talk, but maybe on Lapeef and Sunday. Maybe on Lapeef and Sunday, especially with Hink, man. Hink always know how to touch people in the right spot.
They know filed at least 10 reports against him.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's go and get this show started, man. This is going to be the icebreaker. Our first topic is people have things deeper than financial concerns. People have things deeper than financial concerns. Here we go.
That needs your money, the deep waters. People have things deeper than financial concerns in their spiritual life, their mental life, their emotional life. And that is where a partner could really, you earn your bucks. Yeah. How do you hold somebody up when they feel spiritually weak, mentally weak? Do you offer yourself, or do you crush on people when they're down? These are the valuable qualities in a person when you don't have the courage. Sometimes you hold your partner's courage when they don't have the strength to believe in something they want to do, something they want to fix, something they want to heal. And you be like, no, baby, you can do that. I don't care what they said, you can do that. And you get a chance to bring that spiritual strength, that mental strength. And that's a gift. That's value. That's provided.
All right, let's go ahead and dive into it. People have things deeper than financial concerns. I'll go to you first, B Man. What are your thoughts?
He's absolutely right. I mean, obviously, financial struggle is a huge topic for most people in general. But when you get past that hump, when you get yourself in a position to where you're comfortable or you're stable or you're thriving, that's not the biggest thing. That's not the biggest issue. And I know everybody's money hungry and stuff, and everybody's hustling and trying to make it and fighting for it. But it's kind of what Joe was saying, like your mental well-being, your spiritual well-being, all that stuff is way more important than a piece of paper. You can't function. You can't, if you don't believe in yourself. I mean, all that type of stuff, everything you said was absolutely right. You have to have, you have to be sound you have to be sound mind and body, excuse me. You have to have that peace, and that peace has got to be in your head and in your heart. If you don't have that, what do you really have in this world? And he was mentioning having a partner. You do want a partner to compliment you, hold you up, because the thing is, being a man is hard. Being a man is so difficult in this world, in this time. Men literally have the weight of the world on their shoulders, supporting their families, supporting their women, supporting their children, supporting their parents, supporting their siblings, supporting grandma, grandpa, whoever. So sometimes you're not going to be perfect. Sometimes you're going to go through things. Sometimes things go awry. Who's going to be there to help you emotionally, to balance that out? Sometimes we lose sight of our own goals and dreams, and having that perfect partner there, having that woman there that truly, truly loves you, is truly there with you for the right reasons, can help keep that belief in you and keep that fire stoked inside you.
All right, I'm gonna go to you, Trev Smooth. What are your thoughts about it, sir?
Yeah, I mean, I always say it that as a man, you have to offer so much more than just financial stability. Not to say that that's not important at all, because it really is, for you to be able to just sustain life. But there's so much more to it, right? You need somebody who's grounded, who's going to be able to hold it down. And people don't really recognize what it is that we deal with from day to day. Just the stress, the normal hustle and bustle, us just going to work, us driving to work sometimes could be an adventure, right? You gotta worry about if you're gonna get pulled over. It's a lot of stress. There's so much stress. You go to work and then you stressed out like crazy. You tired, you hurting. And then a lot of us do more than one occupation, because it's just not even practical anymore for us to just do one occupation and be able to sustain. Like it's tough. And you got to have somebody who.
But Trev, you touching back on finances, Trev.
I am. But listen. But to get to those finances, right?
It'll probably be different than most of y'all. Go ahead.
But hold on. To get to those finances, there's still a whole bunch of stuff we have to do to get to it, right? We have. It's not like money just spawns. We have to work to get those finances going. Just everything that we're going through on a daily basis, right? And then you still have to support your family. You still have to make sure that you give your children the time. You still have to make sure you give your wife the time, right? You still have to try to fellowship with your family, your friends, right? And a lot of times just other added pressure. Sometimes your friends bring you pressure. Sometimes they bring their problems. And you have so much weight on your shoulders that it's difficult to navigate. So you need that support system. And people just have to understand everything that you're going through.
All right. Go ahead, Marcus. What are your thoughts about it? People have things deeper than financial concerns.
I mean, it really depends, right? If you're in a situation where finance is the key thing for you, I think it compounds all your other issues. But if you solid and you're not exactly worried about finances every day, then you have a chance to like think about life. So it's kind of like the hierarchy of needs, right? Once you meet that base level, or you able to sustain yourself for a longer period of time, Then you start to think about other things that matter to you. You can try and self-heal some of the things that's wrong with you from your childhood. You can think about how you're not being supported within a relationship from the woman or the relationships you have with your family. The more time you have once you get past the financial hurdles, then you have to start doing the introspective self-work to figure out how you resolve some of the things that are inside you. So that can be the real hurdle that's preventing you from even making the finances you want, or being the partner you want to be, or the husband you want to be, the wife you want to be. It's a lot of stuff that goes into life, right? Finances is a large part of it for people, but it's also a minimal part, right? So yeah, it's a lot of things deeper than finance, a whole lot.
All right. Go ahead, Clout.
I'm gonna say I'm inclined to agree with Marcus. I think that there's definitely a lot of things more important than finances, but if finances isn't covered, you're probably not gonna even be thinking about none of those other things. Like, finances is definitely on, one of the top priority of needs as far as like, just living in this world. And I mean, even in the Bible, I know there's a passage that says money solves all problems. So like with that in consideration, like money is kind of like that. It can be the end all be all. Like 90% of the problems that people are going to have are going to be related to money or something, in that realm. Like, for example, Trev mentioned, spending time with your kids and all of that. Well, if you ain't got to work, you don't really got to worry about spending time. You got all the time in the world to spend with your kids when you got money. You know what I mean? We could talk about, not having enough time to spend with your woman. Yeah, if you got money, you could take her on those trips she wants to go on. You can get her those gifts that she wants. You can do those things for her. You have the time to invest. So I think once we've gotten money out the way, it's very easy to talk about, all the other things and that we need besides finances. But if your financial situation is messed up, then yeah, you're not really thinking about none of that other stuff.
Like that. Go ahead, Luis. What are your thoughts about it, sir? People have things deeper than financial concerns.
Yeah, I really like what B. Madden started off and where Plow kind of finished. It kind of comes back down to, emotional backbone, spiritual backbone, somebody to be there, right? And sort of a few things were hinted out at me, peace, balance. And the other component that I want to add personally is health. A lot of people out here dying from what they're eating and putting inside of them, but just as much people out here dying from the things that are eating them with inside. That silence, that spending time alone and letting things dwell and linger way too long, not expressing themselves, not getting things off their chest, not having somebody to vent to, getting things on paper or getting things across somebody. Sometimes you just need to kind of, go to someone to be a sounding board. And I think that a lot of people have these things that they internalize deeply that they're not really shifting or allocating any of the weight onto anybody else in their team or in their circle. And I find that those things become the deeper problem, because you can win the lotto tomorrow, but are you in a mental state to be a good stewardship of that money? You know what I'm saying? Do you know how to allocate it? Do you know how to park it? Right? And sort of, I think it becomes a lot deeper. It becomes your mindset. It becomes where you are at life and how you view things. Money, there's a saying like money is the root of all evil, but it's really the love of money that becomes the root of all evil. And I know I know Shane was gonna correct me, but the things that people can't get back, that money can't buy, is more time, right? And sort of, you gotta align yourself with the things that are valued, because once your time is up, you can't take any of this stuff that you create or leave behind with you to the, underneath the earth. So, are you?
All right, we're gonna go to Sean and then Hink.
So 2 numbers come to mind: 10.2 and 56. 10.2 as in 10.2 billion. 56 as in 56 years old. Those are the stats for Steve Jobs. He was 56 years old when he died. He was worth 10.2 billion, and we would all agree that he was on the ascension financially.
$10.2 billion, and not a single one of those fucking dollars could keep him alive because he had pancreatic cancer. When you get that diagnosis, none of that other shit matters. Those dollars don't matter. You can't buy your way out of cancer. Not yet, right? 50 million. That's how much Robin Williams was worth. He deleted himself at 63 years old. When you're not right up here, when life is fucking you up, when you don't have the answers, when it feels like the walls are closing in on somebody, that money don't mean shit. It means absolutely nothing. Taking it a level lower, if all you have is your parents, when you see your mom or your dad go through cancer, and there's nothing you can do as a man, there's nobody you can shoot, there's nobody you can fight, there's nothing you can do but comfort them. Nothing. Been there. One of the worst periods in my life. Money wouldn't have made a difference. When that diagnosis is stage 4, there's nothing you can do. There are things that are exponentially more important than money. And we are all going to be faced with them at some point. So just buckle up, be there for whoever's in your life. Just understand that it's coming for us all at some point. And money, it's going to be an afterthought at some point.
Well, unfortunately, Sean and Lou done stole my points. That's exactly what I was going to say, health. And there's something that, like you said, you can't never buy your way out of. You never have, never will, like you said, up to this point. So to me, your physical health is very important. And I think next to that will be your mental health. So those are two things, great example, Sean, that you gave with Steve Jobs and Robert Williams. So I concur. There's nothing else I can really do with it.
But Shan?
That's dope info. But the thing is, okay, so I don't want to conflate importance versus deep. You know, what's important is family. What's important is your health. Fuck everything else. You know, so your mental health. You know, that's important. But what's deep in the context that I think Joe was talking about, that sounds like that's rich people's problems. As far as I'm concerned, he's coming. You know, you think about, first of all, Joe owns his own master, so he's probably, in the music he made, he's probably bringing in a couple $100,000 a month. So when I say it's rich people's problems, is, well, once you got all the money, once you got everything, and you living lavish, and you eating well, and you comfortable, then what? You know, there's a lot of people that, you know, I know a guy, if he gets down to $5 million, he's damn near suicidal. You know, it's perspective on where you are in life. It's just like, well, what do you mean you only got $5 million and you ready to jump off a bridge? It's crazy to hear, but from his life and all he's ever known, that's his perspective. However, you know, they say money don't buy you happiness, but I'd rather cry in my Porsche. And so what's deeper than financial concerns for most people? Not much of anything besides living a comfortable life. And in this current Western world, it requires money. That's why I push, and that's why I talk about guys getting money, because that right there opens up so much more. Having money, man, just gives you freedom. When you don't have to worry about nothing, you don't worry when you can pay your mortgage for the year, all your bills, your phone bill, you pay all your bills in January for the whole year, so you don't have to be worried about nothing coming every month. I know people that do that. They just pay it for the year. It's because I don't even want to see the bill come into the house. That frees you up for creativity. It frees you up for spending time with your family. It allows you to be a better parent. It allows you to be a better lover. It allows you to spend time with your parents, with those ailing people. It allows you to get the best health care for those that need it. It allows you to eat better and to not have to force to go get that dollar menu at the fast food spot because, you know, you ain't really got it like that right now. You want to make sure you want to go to the best grocery stores to get the freshest food. Deeper concerns when you think about it, and this is what Trev was saying, like whether you like it or not, even when we try to dance around the topic, it always comes back to how's your pockets doing. And so typically rich people and poor people are the ones that say, oh, money don't matter. And I've seen it from both sides. But the people in the middle, which is the majority of us, that money matters a lot. And so people have what's the question? People have things deeper than financial concerns. What? The average Joe, I'm not talking about somebody with terminal cancer. My father died of pancreatic cancer. I mean, grandfather, we talked about this, best friend. We talked about it last time we talked. You know, but what if you're healthy? And what if you got what if you were strong and you worked out and you did everything right? You ate your vitamins and you got a clean bill of health from the hospital and everything is good, but you ain't got no money. Then what? What's more important then? When you worried about the lights getting turned off or robbing Peter to pay, taking cash advances on your credit card so you can pay your car note or some shit like that. What's more important? What's more deeper, not more important. What's more deeper than those financial concerns for most people? And since I'm in California and most of all of us are in America, let's talk about American society. We're not talking about living in Bangladesh or Mexico or Australia. We're talking about right here in the good old United States. What's deeper than making sure that your finances is concerned? Because that's what's driving everybody crazy. We talk about all the thefts in California and, you know, what my governor did, you know, it's not tripping on no arrest for anything under $5,000. It's just crazy. People robbing stores. And what is it? What's driving them to do that? Because they crazy? Because of mental health? No, it's because motherfuckers can't eat. People are hungry. Motherfuckers is getting laid off or the job, you know, they got straight doctorates, PhDs and masters getting hired at jobs that don't even require, they have to take jobs that don't even require a college education because that's all that they're being offered at the time. So when you think about it, for the average Joe, I can't think of much anything that's deeper today in 2023 than financial concerns. And the ones that say there are things deeper is typically the people that don't have to have any financial concerns, like Joe, as an example, a guy who's probably worth $20 million. So
yeah, and I say it almost everything that we do, it does boil down to it. It's going to determine what type of children you're going to have, how educated they are, what kind of a school they're going to be able to go into, whether you'll be able to give them some extracurricular activities. If you want to be able to teach them piano or karate lessons, or no matter what, you got to buy uniforms. It does boil down to, like you said, you're eating what you put in your body, because it's so easy to eat garbage. It's so cheap to eat garbage, but then it's so much more expensive when you want to put good things in your body. If you're trying to go to Whole Foods and all that, you see what their prices like. It's not like the same stuff you're going to find at Aldi or whatever. It's not the same, but it's not the same quality either. It's going to determine how your ride is going to work. If your seat is comfortable, if your back is going to hurt because you got a plush vehicle. So yeah, every aspect.
Is that check engine light on? Is them brakes rubbing? Do I hear them brakes scraping on the rotor?
Yeah, and all of that just adds to stress. You got to worry about all that, or just your way to work.
But smooth. But see, here's something interesting. You know, and thank you, Ali, for putting that in the chat, because I was thinking the same thing. You know, we prioritize money to the point that we've forgotten everything else about how to balance and structure our lives, whether from working out to eating to our social relationship, our ability to engage in other things that don't necessarily focus, you know, and put us in tunnel vision to just make money, but other areas that potentially open doors and opportunities, you know, to land in other ventures that potentially create other ventures, other streamlines of money, right? And I think that component right there, it's has us all off balance, because once upon a time, like, we could lean on each other. We had a better community or a better system of living. Everybody is just an individual. You're a number in a pod, and you need to figure it out all by yourself. You know what I'm saying? And that's like the worst mentality, because you can't duplicate yourself 20, 30,
Yeah.
50 folds unless you're working with a community of other people who are also trying to achieve the same thing, and you're trying to do something through either group economics, right? Or you're pooling your money together in order to achieve other projects, or, you know, garner land, property, businesses, etc. I just think that you doing it all by yourself is sometimes it takes the long haul. I mean, it's the most appreciated and respected, but I mean, if you look at any other communities who are thriving and doing well, they're typically leaning on one another and helping one another.
And the society messed it up like that, right? Because you can't even, we can't behave like we used to as men. We can't live off the land like we used to. We're not set up like that. First of us, none of us know what the hell we're doing. If we came into Walking Dead days, what are we going to do? Most of us are going to die because we don't know how to survive. We can't build anymore. We don't know how to farm.
Damn sure can't hunt.
Right.
Most of us can't fight.
Can't hunt, can't fish, can't fight.
What we gonna do? It's nothing that we can even do to survive. So with that, we all became specialists at like one craft, and we know how to do that. And then once your boss or your company you're working for takes that away from you, you are deemed virtually useless because you have no other means of survival. That's how society has softened us up so bad. Like before, we would be able to do what we do. We could handle our whole household. If we had to work on something, we could do that. We could fix whatever we needed to. We could do all trades as men. We knew how to do so much, or we definitely knew how to barter it better. But once that's taken away from us, we're crippled and we don't know what to do. We waiting on unemployment, and then when that run out, it's over.
What you about to say, B-Man?
So what I was gonna say was, I like what Shan was saying. But at the same time, I kind of want to jump on kind of what Sean was on, because, I think, yes, I mean, we always prioritize money. Money is usually the biggest priority that most people, especially in our country, focus on. But I think the biggest thing, I think we more so focus on whatever we're deficient of. I think it's the biggest thing, what we're deficient of. And the majority of the people, they're deficient in the amount of money that they have. So that is their issue. But in other circumstances, that may not be the primary deficiency that's the biggest issue. I'll tell you this, as a former football player, athlete, I'm healthy as an ox. I check all the boxes, like Shan was saying, with the doctors, all that kind of stuff, healthy as hell. I was in the gym working out. I was warming up on the squat rack and everything, just doing lightweight, just warming up. And my back went out on me. I had an issue with my spine. Something happened with a nerve. I put that weight down, try to stretch it out, make sure everything was good. Next thing I know, I can't walk. I can't move. I can't even get in the car to get home. Next day, I can't get out of bed. I can't move. You think I'm thinking about money? You think I'm thinking about like, oh man, money can take care of this? No. Now I'm thinking about my mortality. I'm thinking about, am I going to walk again? I'm thinking about, I'm too young and too healthy and too strong not to be able to move. Now you're thinking about, like, damn, how serious is this? Like, what, how can I get better quick? All you're thinking about is your health in that moment. All you're thinking about is all the things you can't do and all the things that you normally could do that you won't be able to do right now. All you're thinking about is, how am I going to be able to get out of this building? How am I going to get to my car? How am I going to get to my home? Because you're just so used to walking upright, doing what you normally do, running around, getting in your car, running the streets. You don't think about that if you were to get shot, if you got into an accident. I broke my ankle a few years ago. I couldn't move. I mean, clear break. You just think about all the things you had planned, gone. Can't do that shit. I had to be on set to do a movie. I can't move. Can't go nowhere. What do you do? So you have that, you're not thinking about money when you have a family member talking about deleting themselves. They're going through all sorts of mental pain, anguish. Their brain is going in a roller coaster. And the rest of your family is in the emotional roller coaster too, because you don't know what they're about to do. You're not thinking about how much money am I bringing in today. You're not thinking about what your boss said. You're not thinking about, did I sell enough product today? No, you're thinking about your family member. And when you got somebody that is diminishing and then dying because of something, being sick or whatever, you're not thinking about how much money, because if you have all the money in the world, you can get the best doctors, you can get the best surgeons, you can get the best wing, you can donate money to the wing of the damn hospital. That's not going to keep your family member from being in hospice and going away. So yes, there are things that are a lot deeper than financial. If you think about people that live like in the islands and different places, they don't think about money all the time. One, they're on island time. Two, they make enough money to be comfortable. And then they're chilling the rest of the time. They out there on the beach, they're enjoying their time with their family, because that's the priority, is that. You're able to take care of yourself. So you're able to sustain yourself. But aside from that, they're not worried about nothing else. They're not worried about conquering the world or having the most followers or having the most money that's ever, they could ever accumulate. They're like, my family ate, I ate, the lights are on, we're cool. Simpler life. So yeah, there's a lot of things that are deeper than just financial concerns.
Just a quick piggyback on what B. Madden just said. The average personal income, and I mean in the world, is $9,733. I think a lot of times, what we deal with and what we focus on here in the United States, it makes us think that most of the world, has to want to look fresh, has to pay $3,000 for one bedroom like you do in New York. That's not the case in most of the world. A lot of people are really, really, really simple. And a lot of people, even here in the United States, they'll never make more than $50,000. Never. You know what I'm saying? And even if they did, at some point, health is going to be an issue for them too. I think Shan made some really good points, but once we get past those points, health is still going to be the primary concern. Always health, mental health. Even things as parents, bro. There have been things that, when my daughter was 11, there were some things she was going through that caused me great concern. I stayed in Jersey, for 6 months straight. I didn't go to my store in Chicago, and I let some other people run it because I wanted to be laser focused on what she was going through. I didn't give a shit about that store. That bitch could have burned down, blew up, anything. I didn't give a fuck. I had to be a dad right there in that moment. So, there are things that absolutely, just supersede, money for me personally.
I like guys just tuning in. Welcome to King Talk. Let's make sure we hit the like button. Also, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Go ahead and share the stream. If you guys are enjoying this discussion, we still got a couple more topics to comb through, and it'll be give somebody else a chance to be able to join this conversation and hopefully gain something, maybe a solution or two. Shout out to the sponsor again, T. Hanley. So make sure you guys click that link that's in the description. Fill it T. Shout out to all my green gang that's in the chat as well. They had a couple of super chats that came through. Shout out to Call Me Tazzy with the 99.99 super chat. Much love, brother. He said, much respect to all the gentlemen on the panel. Thank you for everything you do. And that is received, brother. Thank you. The AP Accountability Partners $5 says, if you don't have money, you have deeper issues than money. What is preventing you from getting to the money? Finances are surface level problems. I want to thank the people that has contributed to the platform thus far. Shout out to all the women that's in the chat. I know a lot of women like to tune in. Much love to you as well. Sit back, relax, and enjoy King Talk. With that being said, we're going to go ahead and hop into our next discussion, which is because I love you the most, I get the least to you. Might be a typo. Because I love you the most, I get the least of you. That's what it should say. I'll go ahead and correct that real quick.
It's just a comma splice. You just missing a comma.
Shout
Because I
out
love
to
you the most. Because I love you the most, I get the least of you. Comma right after most.
Shout out to JR for repping them Bulls, though. You feel me?
Oh yeah, got to.
Hey, Sean, I'm trying to check out, man, and your cart. You don't have a payment option on there.
Yeah, I'm updating it right now, bro. I'm literally updating the site right now.
Come on.
I'm sorry. Yo, my girl got on me, bro. I'm like, you need to. I saw I'm updated. I'm sorry. It'll be done by the time we're done.
Now. Saying, sorry, it seems there's no.
He over here coding right now as we speak. He over here coding on this.
I literally am. It'll be done by the time we're done with this. I appreciate it.
All right, there you go, man. Go ahead and get it right, man. You can get
yeah, he don't want no money. If he getting my money, he wouldn't have these problems. Shit.
Hey,
he don't want the money.
My daughter about to be 17 and sent me a picture of the car she wants.
Staff do that for him.
She sent me a picture of the car she wants. So yeah.
All right, y'all. Go to get that site together, man. We'll go ahead and get into it. Get that like button, family. Also, make sure you subscribe to the channel. And next topic is because I love you the most, I get the least of you. Because I love you the most, I get the least of you. Here we go.
So everybody's jiving, but let's jive on that level.
If I love you, I can't lie to you.
Of course you can lie to me. And you will. If you love me and you're going off with Maddie someplace, you're lying to me. Because what the hell do I care about the truth? I care if you're there. What Billie Holiday say, hush now, don't explain.
All right, I accept that.
Of course you'll lie to me. Because I don't even want to care. What does the truth matter? And why are you going to be truthful with me when you lie to everybody else? You lied when you smiled at that cracker down the job, right? Lie to me, smile. Treat me the same way you would treat him.
I can't treat you the way I treat him.
You must. Because I've caught the frowns and the anger. He's happy with you. Of course he doesn't know you're unhappy. You grin at him all day long. You come home and I catch hell. Because I love you, I get least of you. I get the very minimum. And I'm saying, fake it with me.
All right, there we go. Because I love you the most, I get the least of you. We'll go ahead and start with you first, Marcus. What are your thoughts about it?
Okay, can you hear me? Is my volume good? Okay, so shout out to Nikki Giovanni and James Baldwin. That's a classic clip. I said if you haven't seen that whole conversation, it was incredible. I think that happens, right? So I'll take it from a relationship perspective and then kind of tie into what they were saying, right? So I think we have a tendency of going for two birds in the bush versus the one in your hand. So when you have something that you want, and once you get it, sometimes as people, we tend to look to everything else outside of that thing and then take advantage of the people that are there for us the most, that are in our corner the most, that hold us down the most, right? And in doing so, we do not give them the best of ourselves because we just always assume they're gonna be there. I trust you so much that I just don't ever anticipate you leaving. I don't ever anticipate you moving from my side. So the extra care that we might give other people, you don't give that person that because you're thinking they don't require it. They are here. They are securely here, and they're not going to go anywhere. But the truth of the matter is, when people are like that, you need to get them more. You need to put more of yourself into them. You need to reward them for being that consistent, for being on your side, for holding you down, for being that rock for you, just always being able to count on them, right? And when you do that, you get a beautiful union happening, right? And it kind of absolves, it puts you in a bubble almost, right? And inside that bubble, it's like nothing else can really penetrate it and happen. You in such such succinct, perfect combination in the relationship, right? So the things that go on outside of the world, to the point they was talking about how we wear masks as Black people a lot of times when we interact with the corporate world, when you interact with the police, when you interact with different types of people, right? You have to put on the face, this especially at that time, you have to put on a face that perfectly syncs up for the environment that you're in, and you don't get to be your true authentic self. And in doing so, that's your representative, which is your most polite self, your best behaved self, right? And then we come back to each other. You remove the mask. Because I love you, I will show you my face without makeup. I'll show you my face with the bonnet on. Everybody else get the wig version of you and the makeup. And that would be what you would say was your best. But because you love me and I love you and I see you and you see me, I think it's okay to show you the worst of me. And in showing the worst of you, you cheat that person too, because they deserve the best as well.
All right. Go ahead, Hank. I'm gonna go to you next, sir. What are your thoughts about it?
Well, man, look, I want the best. I mean, I think Anita Baker said it best. Give me the best that I got, baby. I mean, she sung it well when she said that. But I don't want that fake shit. I mean, that's what DJ Envy was dealing with his wife, faking some shit. No, hell no. I don't want that. If I'm not doing it for you, just let me know. I need to do what I need to do to get better in the bed, whatever the case may be. But yeah, I definitely agree with what Mark was saying. I mean, like you said, we put on that front. We're going to, and some people still do. Some people still do, and depending on your career or your life choice. I know back in the days when I was a bartender, you know, I had some rough days, man, but I still had to do to get that money, right? You know what I'm saying? That's what it was, EJ. That's what it was, JR. I had to do what I had to do to get that money. So I'm smiling some people's face, and they probably 2 shades to the wind already and don't need this extra drink they asked for. But for that bread, I'm gonna load you up. I'm gonna give you a double shot, and you know you only pay for a single. So yeah, we you know, we do what we got to do. Unfortunately, you know, until we can get to that point, it's. And I know that was a clip from the '60s. We still dealing with it 2023, man. We still got to deal with these a front and put on a mask when we deal with the officers. You know, certain officers. You know, certain individuals in the workforce. So we still do it today. But like he's saying, given at least the person love you most, yeah, that we are cheating them. We are cheating them, and that's a shame, because I don't think we intentionally try to cheat them, but you know, unintentionally, that's what we're pretty much doing. So,
all right, go ahead, Trav Smooth.
I'm gonna use my favorite word. I think there's a balance, right? Because I don't want anybody lying to me, not under any circumstances, right? Not my significant other that I have to live with on a daily basis. You gotta keep it real with me. You know, like that's just part of the support system, right? If I need somebody who I can talk to, it's actually therapeutic, right? Humans don't really like to lie. We lie because we feel like we have to, right? But it's extremely therapeutic to be able to have someone who is not going to judge you, that you can talk to, who you can see you in rare form, and it's not a problem. If you have that type of comfort, the odds are you're probably going to have a long-lasting relationship. Now, the other side of that, there are times where you're not going to fake it, but you should be happy to be with this person, right? It's something that you have to put effort into, right? It doesn't mean you need to lie to me. It just means like, yo, let's just do something that's going to make us both relax. Let's do something where we can both enjoy, that we can connect with, right? So that's the difference. I wouldn't say that I wouldn't lie, but I definitely want some pleasantries. So you and your partner both have to put that effort in, so you can do things that you enjoy, things that are fulfilling for both of you, so you can at least have some joyous times with that, because it's difficult to balance that sometimes, because the person that you're dealing with, you have to pay bills with them, right? Like when you're just dating somebody, it's easy. You get all the fun stuff. But then when you have to raise children with somebody, it's tough. It's always serious, right? If you're struggling with bills, you got to deal with that. Managing the house, you got to deal with that. This need to get done. That need to get done. It's tough. So you have to find that balance where you can be honest. If you don't like something that somebody's doing, or you wish they were doing more of something, then you need to be able to have that communication. Always. Don't ever lie to me under any circumstances. And I don't plan on doing it either. But we have to take some time out to where we can just chill out, relax, and just cool.
All right, go ahead, Clout. You want to say something?
Jared, can I go? Jared, let me go real quick because I just want to say, Trev said everything I'm gonna say. Thank you, Trev.
My bad.
I don't. What Nikki said was very poetic. I've seen that clip for years. It came out in like the year I was born or something like that. But I'm with James Baldwin. You know, she's saying if you lie to white people at work all day, then and give them your best, then why can't you lie to me? Because you're asking me to be performative at all times. If I got to be performative at work, you want me to come home and be performative with you as well? I gotta put on this character, this mask. I gotta be an actor and do my best thespian work all day long. I can't come home and just tell you the truth about it, whether you like it or not. You know, if I love you, I can't lie to you. I'm with James Baldwin and I'm with Trev on that one. I don't want to perform all day, and I don't want my woman to perform with me all day. And if she tells me something that I don't like to hear, at least I know it's the truth. And from there, I'll work it out. So I'll yield there.
All right. Well, Marcus want to say so. Let me just.
Oh, go ahead, Marcus.
I'm like, you done brought up something, Shan. Oh, go ahead, Marcus. Sorry.
So when we was talking about, it was a couple of days ago, when we was talking about interracial relationships and why they had tended to work out. And I was talking about the guardrails that may get put up because they're lines that don't get crossed in reference to, say, a black woman is dating a white man. There's certain things we could say to each other that wouldn't be cool for them to say to each other within that relationship, right? So I'm not saying that it's specifically that they're being fake with you. What I'm more so talking to is the best version of you that does not elicit a negative response on purpose, right? So I think people conflate, not saying y'all are doing this, but a lot of times when I hear people talk about, I'm telling you the truth, you should just accept it. They also forget to give the truth to somebody in a way that's palatable, right? They just, however you throw something out here is how I'm supposed to take it. And that's not really how life works. You can deliver a lot of stuff to people. Like you can deliver the worst news in a way that they can digest it and then understand what you're saying and come to terms with it. Y'all can talk and work through it. But if you just, man, I had a bad day, get the fuck away from me. And that's how you acting. You shouldn't be bringing that home. You need to temper yourself and check that stuff. So it's not so much about faking and lying to each other. It's about bringing the best version of yourself to the house because this the person that love you the most, right? So if you can temper yourself for the rest of the world and give them a fake version of the nice you or whatever, you can also do that with the real things you want to say to the person you love. You don't have to go at them in a combative way. So that's more clarity on the point I was making.
Yeah, but Marcus, that's not what Nikki was talking about. See, you talking about delivery. That was one of the issues that Kevin Samuels had with, like, oh, you just don't like how I'm delivering it. You know, facts over feelings, or it doesn't matter my tone. You know, you talking about tone policing people. Nikki was talking about straight up, just tell me what I need to hear to make me smile, regardless of what it is. And that's where I think me and Trev is probably lockstep and not necessarily rocking with Nikki, because she wasn't talking about just come home and be nice to me or deliver me some bad news with a smile. She was saying, you lie to that cracker all day, lie to me too. And you know, if I love you, I can't lie to you. Of course you can. He said, if I love you, I can't lie to you. Her response was, of course you can lie to me. And you will. That was her response, verbatim.
Right. And
that was the word that really triggered it for me, because that when she said it more than once, she said lie. So that's why I was a little bit in disagreement with her response.
So
yeah. I definitely wanted to say that, like, I understand the sentiments of where Marcus is coming from, but I think she definitely did say lie, and when you keep that in mind, it seems like what she's actually saying, at least for me, is she's not actually the person who loves that person the most. She's the person who loves that character that the person plays the most, and so she loves that character that the person plays so much that she's like, don't turn it off when you come home. Like, she's envious of when she sees the character given to other people because she wants that character all the time. But unfortunately, that character and that mask that we put on sometimes when we're dealing with other people is not the real us. And I think that, you know, you obviously don't want to be like disrespectful or mean to the person that you're involved with, but I think, and you want to give the best delivery, obviously. But when you're dealing with someone who actually knows you, a lot of times you just want to be able to be true to who you are. Sometimes you might not be in the mood and you don't feel like having the niceties. You want to be able to tell somebody exactly how you feel with the hopes that this person will accept the genuine you and not the you you're putting on because you got something to gain. Because, you know, she talked about him being nice to the white man, but it's like, he's nice to that white man for a reason. He needs to get that paycheck. He has an agenda. But with this person that he loves or is supposed to love him, there's no agenda. I want to know that when I tell you, like, right now, it's not the time, I don't feel like talking, I want to know that you can see that and you're not going to say, man, fuck this nigga. You're going to be like, you know what? This is how he genuinely feels right now, and I'm going to accept it. I'm going to just leave him alone right now because I accept this person in their good, their bad, and everything. And I think that when we talk about relationships, especially when it comes down to marriage, I mean, like, if you're going to spend your life with somebody, you know, people aren't nice all the time. You know what I mean? Some people are mean sometimes they got attitudes. Sometimes we like to pick on each other just for the fun of it. Sometimes we like to tease each other, and all of those things are part of humanity. And it's like, if you're going to say that you love somebody and this somebody you want to spend with your life, is you got to accept it. It just is what it is. So for her, I think what she really wants is the character. And I also think it's indicative of what we always hear about men and women, which is that we hear that men fall in love with what they see and women fall in love with what they hear, right? And so I think sometimes with men, we kind of do want to be lied to on the visual aspect, right? Like you don't want your woman not looking, quote unquote, put together. You want to see her put together her best.
BBL.
And I think for her, the equivalent of that is you kind of lying and not tell, you know, if she doesn't look good in that dress, you're not going to say, babe, you don't look good in that dress. You're going to say, oh, babe, I like the other one a little better. You know what I'm saying? So I think there's a good way to, you know, to kind of push and pull with it, you know? So I agree with what Marcus is saying, though. Like, you absolutely got to engage your person with a certain level of respect and the right tone. But for her, I think she just wants to be lied to. You know, she wants to feel the fantasy. She wants the game. She wants to see stars. And some women, that's really what they want. They don't want to hear the real. They don't want to hear your problems. They don't want to hear how much the bill came up to. They don't want to hear specifics and details. They tell them what's going to make them feel good, and they'll love it. So, you know, that just seems to be the type of woman she is.
They don't care how it works. As long as she don't care how the car works. She don't care about. She just want to know that it drives.
Are the seats comfortable?
Yeah.
Are the seats is the AC cool? That's all she want to know.
Just show me the button to turn on the AC, and I want cold air coming out the vents. I don't give a damn how it works. You worry about that, honey.
Well, I mean, Cloud just took my whole argument right there. So great job, Cloud. I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, I want to be in a relationship that I can be honest with you. You know, I can come home, I can take that mask off that I give to the world, the face I give to the world, and I want to sit on the couch and I want to relax. I want to be my authentic self, you know, and I want to be able to talk to you plainly and not have to always check my words and every single thing that I do and check the delivery all the time, because sometimes I wanted to come out how I wanted to come out and just relax and be who I am. And that's who you're supposed to love, is that real, genuine person in myself. But we all know as men, women want to hear those pretty little lies. They want to hear it. Like Cloud was saying, they want to know, do I look fat in this dress? You could sit up here and look like a busted can of biscuits, but I damn sure ain't gonna tell you that shit. I'm gonna tell you, baby, you look beautiful. You look awesome. You look great. You know, and here's the thing. My woman's not gonna be looking like a busted can of biscuits, because I'm gonna make sure of that shit. But just in general, as men, we have to, there's a level of pretty little lies that we have to tell our women that keeps everything rolling. Because I don't know about y'all, but I like sleeping with my woman, okay? I like sleeping with her. She likes sleeping with me. And you being too damn honest, you telling too much shit, you telling too much truths, your ass ain't gonna have you ain't gonna get no pussy tonight. You ain't getting no ass tonight, okay? You over here saying, well, I look like a busted can of biscuits, then go ahead and get you a can of biscuits then, because you ain't getting none of this at the end of the day. So we say little things. You still have to play the part in the sense of you are still her romantic outlet. You're still her romantic person. You are still the person. Because hell, we put on a damn act when we're dating. Let's just call a spade a spade. You're opening the door, you're doing all the things, you're getting the rose, whatever you're doing, you're playing a little bit, you're playing it up a little bit. You're putting your best self first out there all the time, and it's always the best things. And because let's be real, they don't want to hear the problems. They don't want to hear the BS. They don't want to hear the struggles you're going through. They don't want to hear that shit. They don't care about how the baby is made. As long as the baby is here, they just want to see the baby. They don't care about the labor pains. They don't care what you went through, all the struggle, all the stress, all the sweat. They don't care. Is the money here? Is the car here? Are the lights on? Is the house here? Oh, it's pretty. That's great. So we gonna play a little bit of a part, just to be real, to keep everything copacetic. I'm not saying you gotta wear your mask 24/7. I'm not saying you can't be real with your woman, from time to time. But let's say you got laid off today. We've had this conversation. You get laid off today. Are you going straight home and tell your woman, I got laid off. We got money issues. I don't know how I'm going to pay the rent this month. I don't know how I'm going to pay the house mortgage this month. That ain't the first thing you're going to tell your woman. First thing you're going to say is, everything's going to be okay. You're going to reassure her. Make sure everything's going to be great. Calm her down. All that shit. So we all put on a little bit of a face.
And tell her that the money's in the bank when it ain't.
Hey, that depends. That depends on how much of a liar you are and how good you are and what money you think is coming in and how you maneuver. Okay, I don't judge. That's your business. I'm not gonna tell that lie unless I know some shit coming. But or at least there's a chance it's coming. But to each his own on that one. So I'm landing on that.
Yeah.
So Sean and Trev. Okay, so it sounds like we're talking about, okay, men are from Mars, women are from Venus. Men want to just keep it straight. Women want a fantasy. And that's maybe where the disconnect is. Sean, Trev, tell me this. Something's got to give. Should men be more adjusting to women's emotions, or should women be more reality based and factual based on what's really going on?
Yeah, see, logically, you would think that people should get a grip on reality, being that we're all adults. But us, logically, as men, understand that that's impossible with women. So your best bet is to try to find someone who is closest to what it is you project. Honestly, it's a tough balance though, because you can't tell them every single thing. B-Man is right. You can't. But you want to at least give them as much as possible, right? I try to tell everything that I can, but you know how it is. You can't say everything because they're not going to process it the same way we are. They don't handle stress the same way we do. So when shit hits the fan, sometimes you got to just play damage control because you know what's going to happen with that. We could stress, we're planning, right? Our natural reaction is to come up with the plan to go ahead and do it and execute that plan. A woman's natural reaction is to panic. Some women are very supportive and can hold you down, but I don't know if y'all ever broke news like that before. It's not always going to be a good reaction.
Bro, Sean. I think they in a perfect world, Shan, to Trev's point, bro. In a perfect world, they should be realistic. That shit ain't gonna happen. That shit just ain't gonna happen, bro. But in terms of the clip, though, I think he was looking for a soft, honest spot to land. He was looking for her to be that comfortable place where he can land. After him, being the star that he was, he's looking for this one woman. Maybe he chose her because he felt comfortable, like he could come home to her at the end of the day and just really be himself. He ain't like to the point that some of the guys alluded to. He ain't got to be all this extra shit. He can really just be Jimmy. You know what I'm saying? Lay on her lap. You know what I'm saying? She could rub his hair, you know what I'm saying? Give him a happy ending, you know what I'm saying? At the end of the night, he ain't got to worry about none of that shit. Whole time, all she's worried about is the fairy tale. She's worried about the fairy tale. She's been told this fairy tale since she was a little ass poet. You know what I'm saying? And now she's a big poet. You know what I'm saying? And she still wants to hear the fairy tale. Tell me all the beautiful lies, Daddy. You know what I'm saying? That's what she's saying. But look, I think this is a philosophical difference. Because look, if I ask every guy on this panel, I think we can probably, some of us, rationalize this question both ways. Who do you love more, the woman you lie to or the woman you tell the truth to? I can rationalize it in either direction. I know y'all thinking about it, and maybe y'all can too, and maybe at different points in your life, your answer may have been one thing, and maybe it's something different now. So I think that kind of gets to the heart of what the philosophical difference they're having. He's like, look, shit, I'm gonna tell you the truth because you're the one I love. I lie to these other chicks, you know what I'm saying? But you, I'm gonna keep it a bean. For her, she like, don't do that shit different with me. Shit, I want to hear all the beautiful words too. So I mean, yeah, it's kind of my thoughts on it.
Hey, Sean, I think it depends on what you're lying about too. I think that has a lot to do with it.
That's it, Trev. It depends what it is.
Good point. Good point.
If your woman sits up here and makes a four course meal, I mean, she's slaving her butt off. She's cutting up potatoes. She's cooking up the meat. She's doing all the things that she needs to do. And it looks good. Looks good. But then when it's time to sit down and eat, she made you plate. She's excited. She's serving you. Here, babe. Here, babe. Take a bite. Let me know what you think. You take a bite. It's salty as hell.
He says,
it's undercooked. The seasonings is off. It's a little wilted. It's not right. It's not right at all. What are you gonna say? Are you gonna say, babe, this is ass. This is horrible? Or are you gonna be like, oh, babe, you did your best.
Wait, Shannon Marcus. Let me just set the parameters. The thing that we lying about or telling the truth about is this the best pussy ever? Is anybody saying what anybody telling her no? Anybody telling her your shit is mid? You say nah, your shit decent. Your shit fake decent. Your shit mid. This little motherfucker, dude.
Pussy that you want to keep fucking better be.
Are y'all gonna say? Is any nigga on this panel gonna be like this shit decent for now?
I want to hear the answer.
We're talking about it like if it's a 2024 model.
So this is exactly what I'm gonna say because I'm not about to lie about it. If it's what you would call it, I'd be like,
if it's mid, if it's trash, okay, are you gonna tell her that?
Okay. So again, I was talking about how you deliver messages. You don't gotta lie because you can't get it fixed if it's an issue, right? So you could just be like, look, shit, I'm gonna keep it real with you. You know, I care about you and enjoy this experience with you. But I think there's a couple things we could do to make this even more, you know what I'm saying, to expand on this and get us to another level, and we can keep moving. You know what I'm saying?
No, that's a damn delivery. That's a delivery. That's not being honest. You know what I'm saying?
It is being honest. You're not happy with where something is.
That's a delivery.
That ain't
I
gonna
just
work.
said at the beginning that delivery matters. It's a difference. It's a difference
all
between.
She heard was
you
my
told
pussy
the
trash.
line.
Ain't no way to deliver that, bro.
That's all she heard.
All she heard was you just said my pussy trash.
Yes.
No lies was being told. Look, it's a difference. It's a difference between telling somebody that they sex is trash versus talking to them about something you want to help them fix and work with them on. I think when we think about telling the truth,
can't be fixed, Marcus. Some things can't be fixed though.
Yes, my boy gonna be on. You too long. You too tall for a couch, bro. You gonna be on that couch, big dog. Too tall for the couch, big dog.
Go ahead and get that pillow and that blankie. That's what you're gonna be.
I believe in telling women the truth, bro. Because at the end of the day, you're gonna get the results you want when you can figure out. I always talk about this, and I don't know how I can really show the nuance in what I'm saying. Because the exact results that I want is the exact results I'm getting. But it's all in the delivery and speaking to somebody so they can understand what I want them to say without being the maximum level of offended. And then we can layer by layer work on how we get to the point. Because it's like with training, right? You don't just start with an extreme exercise and jump from not being able to walk to trying to dunk. You might have to crawl a little bit. You got to walk a little bit. It's steps to it. I want to get the process started with these steps so we can get to the next level. That's what I mean. It's not lying to them. It's telling them that you would like to do something, because essentially that's what you want, right? You want something different done in the sexual experience. So how do you deliver that message in a way where it does not offend the person, fuck up their self-esteem, but still deliver the message so y'all work on it? That is not lying. It's delivery and tone and all those things, especially when you're speaking to women, it matters. As men, we hear things away. Women hear things a completely different way. If you can understand how to interpret your man thought into something she can hear, you can get the desired result you want and then interpret that back as a man, and everything could be smooth. That should be extra smooth.
Marcus, you're right. Marcus, you're right, but that's not the answer we want to hear right now. That's not the answer we're trying to hear from you right now. But you're right. No. It's very realistic of you.
Hold on,
very mature of you, Marcus.
Let me get Ali in there for a sec. Go ahead, Ali.
What up, Ali?
What's going on, my brothers? All the great brothers on the panel. I think in hearing the conversation, I don't know if I got to catch everybody answers. I think Marcus, I resonate with the sentiments more, and regardless to how you should be, not only around your woman but around people. I think it's our responsibility to control our behaviors and to invest in the atmosphere or the environment of any environment we go to or encounter, the people that we encounter. If I'm around, ain't no brother on this panel can ever say that Ali took out what he was going through in his life on the brothers. You know, I think it's our responsibility to set an environment that's peaceful, loving, supportive, inspirational, and motivating. And I think even with your woman, I think I came from a household that was built off of making sure that the environment was sustained. When you came home, it was always love. When you left, it was always love. People always reaching out to you, always checking up on you. When you came home, whatever my family was going through, my mother and father was going through, they never took it out on us and they kept it away from us. But if we saw certain things and we asked questions, they'd work with us and process with us what it looked like and how to get through those things as well too. So I think when we say that we come home to our woman and then we take out whatever we going on in our life on our woman, is extremely irresponsible, especially if she's a good woman, if she's a supportive woman, if she's a woman that's on your page, if she's a cooperative woman, and if she's this woman that's in your household, especially if we're leaders. So I resonate with what Mark is saying the most, because it's our responsibility to make sure we're doing that toward not just our woman, but towards people. When I worked in mental health, I never took out what I was going on those kids, especially what they were already going through with their life, and you don't know what they coming there with in their personal life. But a lot of adults did. And not only that, a lot of adults took that out on other adults as well too, and it created a extremely dysfunctional and toxic environment that the adults didn't realize they were causing more and the friction towards the kids than what the kids were doing in the classrooms. Because if you create a loving atmosphere, a peaceful atmosphere where no one can disrespect each other, where no one can project towards each other, then you have a environment where everybody's investing in it versus somebody so-called bullying versus someone. I mean, it only takes one person. We could sit in a class and someone just said, "Miss Sean, you stupid." And then Trev go, "Yeah, you are stupid." And then someone, no. We're not allowed to do that in the classroom. We can't do that. We can only talk this way. And it's the energy of the person that's leading. So if we're moving in that way, it says a lot about, and I'm not taking nothing away from the brothers. I think everybody has their own way that they love. And then we keep bringing up the nuanced word because people are loving in so many different ways right now, instead of the main way we need to be loved. If we're expecting our women to move a certain way, then we have to move like that as men. And if we're not moving like that as men, then she has the caveat to act however way she wants to act when she's in a household. And it may be reflective of a lot of things we saying how men are operate in the household. If a lot of us was overmothered, if a lot of us saw how our mothers manipulated based on the supportive foundation she didn't have, which I'm not making no excuse. I'm just saying what it looks like. If we have a generation of underfathered men and overmothered men, maybe she did behave in such a way because she didn't have that support of a man that controlled her reality and gave her security to where she could invest in you as well too. So I think it's our responsibility to give out what we expect as well. I don't think it's no justification to take out on what you're going on. Even giving my private information. I lost my mother in May. I still give to people what my mother gave me, what my father gave me. I lost all my grandparents, all my uncles, all my aunts. I got my father left. I still give that love and project what everyone gave me, and we're very responsible what they gave me. So I think it's more so in the way that society's been impacted, how people project to each other. I think we have to be way more responsible of how we behave with each other. So I listened to what a lot of brothers said, and I think it makes sense as well too on how you can come to the conclusions you come to. But again, when Marcus is saying you taking the responsibility to make sure you show, and Marcus is like that behind the scenes, in private, in real life, and any kind of life outside the fact I never met him in person. He never projects anything he's going through. I couldn't even tell you, know even what he's going through, because he always takes the time to make sure he's being responsible with how he's treating you and how he's conducting himself around you. So it just speaks a lot to who he is as well too. Those are great. Those are the greatest type of people that when they in your space, they make sure you feel love. They make sure you feel like you're valued and appreciated in that space, and they make sure they take care of your environment and your atmosphere and your mind. I think that's very important that we all behave that way.
Go ahead, Luis, you on mute.
Yeah, that was good, Ali. Thank you for sharing that. I kind of want to go back. I kind of want to go back to the video. There was some things that I was writing while we were kind of dialoguing, and one of the things that I kind of picked up and I was kind of writing down was, we wear a mask to go out and confront the world, but we require ourselves to emotionally undress in front of our partner to ensure that there's no hidden representative, right? We put on a mask to go out into the world to deal with all the conflicts and all the issues. We wear multiple hats, whether we're a leader, whether we're in a support role, etc. And then we come home and we emotionally undress in order to ensure our partner that we don't have a representative on at that moment when we're divulging our day and what's going on. So they get the most authentic part of ourselves, right? And I continue to write, and I was like, the representative is missed because the representative symbolizes the best parts of that person, and it devoids of the harshness, the painful, and the dark side that is sometimes often seen too far. And sort of, I always use this juxtaposition where, women wear makeup because they know that men fall in love with what they see, and men lie to women because they know that they fall in love with what they hear. And sort of, we put on these different masks or representative, whether it's in social space, private space, or however, to navigate with one another, because we're always trying to put the best light, right? Because for a glimpse in a moment, if we were ever to fall short and they see us less than or shred less, would they accept us or love us just as much as they love the representative that we've been putting on this entire charade, right? And sort of, to kind of Ali's point, and I think a lot of the point that you guys all laid out was, we just don't have a sort of a cohesive way of kind of communicating with each other without the lying or this, or I don't want to say deceitful, but I think the genuineness is sometimes missing. I get the being able to kind of create that excitement, that allure, that sort of almost telenovela where it has its ups and downs, but it's not an emotion. It's not a situation where it's just only on the crepit hard side. The hard times are gonna always come, but I just think that they just can't be swept under the rug too easily.
Has everybody spoke on this yet? I don't want to interrupt the floor. Whoever spoke, I just want to respond to what the brother said. If everybody hasn't went on it yet, I don't want to interrupt the flow of it.
That's a good question.
No, go for it.
How can any of us live with the fact if we know we bought our women, if our woman is with us because of finances, if our woman is with us because of a house, if our woman is with us because of a car, if our woman is with us based on the tangibles and not with who the person we are inside, and then if we have to lie to her and she's only with us because of the lie, does she really love us, or does she love the lie? And then who ultimately becomes the prize if I have to lie to this woman in order to be with her? I'm setting her up higher than myself, so I already compromised myself as a man. So if I'm lying to her, that was the game changer for me when I was in my 20s, when I was lying to women, but I was lying because I didn't want to hurt them. I was lying because I was fear of losing them. But then how am I as a man if I can't get to see if this woman really loves me by me telling her ultimately the truth? This is who I am. Do you want to still stay here? And they'll tell you that, right? From middle school, high school, even middle school, because people was grown. We was grown in middle school, even to now. Tell me the truth, and let me choose. And even if she don't choose you, it says a lot about who that person is if you're telling the ultimate truth. I think we've allowed a women get away with so much with us lying with them and compromising our manhood instead of putting the responsibility in their hands with us telling the truth and going, hey, do you love this? Do you love who this is? I'm not going to give you this much money. This is what I'm coming with. This is who I am as a person. Do you love this, or do you love what I'm bringing to you? And I'm telling you the truth. And I presented that to a lot of them. I'm telling you the truth. So are you going to leave me and go to somebody that you really don't like if they give you the fantasy of a lie and you know they're lying to you and they've compromised themselves to be with you? So who are we as men if we get to a society where we have to continuously lie and buy our women? They're ultimately the leaders. We're compromising ourselves to be with them.
No, look, I believe in telling the ladies the truth, but I will lie to a goddamn hoe in a minute. Fuck a hoe. She gonna get that lie.
But Hink, you ain't got to tell her she don't deserve nothing from you. You ain't got to lie to her. She don't deserve nothing from you.
That hoe gonna get 20 minutes.
Right, but it ain't her business if you ain't claimed her. If she be like, hey, what are you? That ain't your business.
Hey, I'm gonna say what I needed to get them draws. I just want them goddamn 20 minutes. That's why a hoe get that lie.
But
Hey, Hink, you gotta stop with.
Hey, how many women say, hey, if you ain't open your mouth, I was already gonna give it to you anyway. All you got to do is listen, and you gonna get it.
My grandfather told me, he said, don't volunteer no information for somebody you don't care about.
Exactly. That's it.
Okay, so
hey, Hink, man, you got chill with 20 minutes, man. They're gonna think we out here lacking real bad, man.
What movie is this from, guys?
Give me at least 30.
What movie is this from? What movie is this from? If you love me, you wouldn't lie to me all the time. Hold on. You got it all twisted up. I lie to you because I love
you. Baby boy.
Yeah, I said it. Being honest, I don't give a fuck. Out on the street, I tell the hoes the truth. I lie to you because I care about your feelings.
I believe that. I believe that. But it's when a man's like, hey, I'm not willing to lose you, so I'm going to lie to you. But it doesn't mean he doesn't love him. He's still afraid of losing her with the truth.
It was the game changer for me. I sat back and I thought about this. I'm like, look, I tell my homies what the truth. Like, they know everything about me. They know all XYZ. This girl right here, she gonna cook, clean, you know what I'm saying, sexually satisfy every need. I get locked up, she gonna put money on my books, come help me with this bail. She literally gonna do more than any other single person will in my life. How come I can't keep it real with her the same way I keep it real with my homies? She actually one of my best homies. So why am I cheating this person out of the same relationship that I'm gonna get to the guys? And I was like, man, what would make me think like that? And I'm like, damn, I was programmed to look at it like not adversarial, but almost adversarial, because it's like I separated the type of relationship I could have with a woman versus what I was gonna have with the homies. But you can actually have your woman be your homie. When I realized that, I'm like, oh shit, let's go. And now I don't gotta lie about shit. Me, I'm like, Aaliyah tell you, my wife know everything about me. I keep it a super being. Stuff that a lot of people like will hide and be embarrassed about. She know. You know what I'm saying? And she accepted that because I gave her the choice to choose. Do you want to stay or leave based off what I have to present? Because this is all I got to offer. This is who I am. You know what I'm saying? And you will be surprised how many women like thank you for the opportunity to know you. Because by lying to me, you cheated me out the opportunity to actually love you.
But Marcus, she
red
deserved
pill.
She's
So
your
you
lady.
red pilled it. So you take the red pill with a blue pill.
But if she was a hoe, you don't tell her shit.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, he's right.
But it's still hoes or like them. I tell them all the truth, even the hoes. Hank, you should even tell the hoes the truth. You should tell everybody the truth. Now you don't have to pry into your personal life, but everybody deserves the truth. In fact,
ain't that part of your truth, though, Shane?
No, you just don't volunteer. You just don't volunteer your personal information. You don't volunteer.
Yeah, you don't have to give up your personal information.
You don't do that part. But
she got to deserve it. She got to deserve. It got to be a woman who
they grown. They can handle that.
Come on, they rather live a lie than hear the truth. Be mad. Don't do that. Most of them rather live a lie than hear the truth.
I want you to sell them a dream.
you know, you can give them the blue pill and they can say, you know, you can go back to Wonderland and live your life and think that everything is all nice. So you can take the red pill. Life is hard. This is the truth. Doesn't give a shit about your feelings. Do you want to know the truth about the world? Do you want to know the truth about me? Do you want to know how my day was? Do you want, or Nikki Giovanni, she's saying, no, give me the blue pill. Nick, based on the video, she's saying, give me the blue pill. I want to stay in the matrix. I don't want to know where Zion is. I don't want to know nothing about Nebuchadnezzar. I don't want to know nothing about Neo. I want to stay right here, plugged into the matrix and think that ignorance is bliss.
I don't think that's what you
got
said.
That's
Shannon,
exactly
Shannon, that's not what I love James Baldwin. I love Nikki too. Like, that's not what I got from that video. It's you know what? My dad had a certain experience when my mother went. My father would come home and he be drained and tired, and he come home. He give everybody his best, the kids his best, the teachers his best, everybody his best. But he came home one day, and my father went like all the time. He came home like a couple of days a certain way, and they got into a serious discussion. But they got into the discussion about, if you're gonna give all these people this while you're going through certain things, then your family deserves it as well too when you come home. That's all he's saying. And if you need to pretend, if I'm having a bad day, Shannon, do I have the right, if I'm having a bad day, to come to you and take it out on you? Or Sean or JR or Hink or Smooth? And if I have the courtesy and the responsibility and the self-control to not do it to you, why am I gonna come do it to the person that I love? If anything, hold on. If anything, hold on, let me.
You changing. I don't want to go too far because you can go a long time. So I'm just saying.
Oh, Shannon, you go do that.
You're talking about delivery.
Go ahead.
You're talking about delivery again, Ali.
I'm not talking about delivery.
Yes, you are. You saying that your father, because you personalized this, so let's keep it personalized.
Yeah,
based on what Nikki Giovanni said. You said your father came home and then he just laid it out on everybody. Or no, but it's like, why, if you nice at work,
you listen to
if you nice at work, be nice at home, is what you're saying, right?
Yes, I didn't say he came on laid out on everybody. He would come home and just be done. He'd be done. It'd be a couple times he did it. It'd be every now and then he'll come home and he'd be shut out. My dad never went off.
Be nice, like you were at all day at work. You was at work all day, smiling in Mr. Charlie's face. Come home and smile in our face is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That once again is delivery. That's what I'm saying. So I want to be clear. I don't think me or Clout is saying be an asshole. Nobody should be an asshole to anybody. You could come home and smile, but I don't want to come home and smile and tell you that I'm going to do something that I don't feel like doing, don't want to do. I'm going to tell you nicely, let me take my shoes off and relax. And if that bothers you, then there's a disconnect. I'm simply saying, allow me to not be performative in my own household. If you my woman, allow me to be my true authentic self, kind and polite version of myself, but true self. Whereas when I'm out in the world I'm trying to sell encyclopedias because it was in the 1970s. So I'm trying to sell books. I'm trying to sell cars. I'm trying to tell people that they look good when they don't. I'm doing all this extra shit out there in the world. I don't want to come home to a woman that I got to do that to also just to make you feel better.
Shannon, that's
what
so
you're
easy.
telling me is that you want to acquiesce to women's feelings as opposed to how a man really feels. And that's wild to me.
That's not true. That's not true. If she went through, if I came home, I'm like that 100% of the time. If I had a hard day at work, if I went through certain things at work and I came home to her, I'm gonna hug her, my son. I'm gonna hug my son. I love you, but let me tell you about my day today. This is what happened today. Let me just take a little space. I'm not gonna give you no negative energy. I'm not gonna give you anything that I'm feeling in my mind. I'm gonna hug. Listen, I love you so much here. Give me a kiss. But let me take a little space real quick. I'm gonna re-up in a little bit. Like, just explain it. Don't come home and someone has to think about it and feel like you took out whatever happened to you on that day. There's nothing wrong with being honest. Come home, do your responsibility of giving what you're supposed to get to the person, and just take the space. Just express what's going on.
Hold on, let me just throw one extra. Let me ask him this real quick. Let me throw this at Ali, and then he can speak to you. Then quantify this. When the discussion opens with, if I love you, I can't lie to you, quote unquote. And the response is, of course you can lie to me, and you will. in one breath you saying, I'm gonna tell the truth and I'm gonna just be nice. And he's saying about Baldwin is saying, I love you, I can't lie to you. Sounds like you in lockstep with there, but then but you're agreeing with Nikki where she's saying, of course you can lie to me, and you will. How can you quantify that? So the context of that, I believe, was them talking about how as black men, they was denigrated and they would come home and become like combative or abusive. I think brutality was the word used. I was going back trying to find it. She didn't use the word brutality. I tried to read the transcripts and go through it. On this one, it says something about brutality. Let me find it. Well, I'll make this point and then I'll find it. Try and find it. So if the lie is being cogent enough to sit there and not take your anger and aggression out on the people in your family, you have to lie. You are not afforded the right to take your negative experience out on the people within your home. So if the lie is you behaving to the point you don't attack them, verbally abuse them, or physically abuse them, you better lie your ass off if that's what you got to do. That's the point that we making. Your best is not coming to somebody and attacking them. Now, if you smiling and shucking and jiving, we're not talking about that. We're strictly saying don't come home and unload and unleash everything that you felt throughout the day, being treated like less than a man, being undervalued, being talked to like a child, and then come and do that and subjugate the people within your home. That's not okay.
That's an old school black saying. Fake it till you make it.
Yeah, but
it is.
I don't know how y'all got that out of the context from what we were looking at just now, because she literally said you would lie to me. So she wants him to perform, like Shannon was saying earlier. I don't see how you could come up with any other conclusion, because she's literally telling him to perform. Like that's different. Like she didn't have any gripes about him being abusive or aggressive or any of that stuff. None of that came up. The only thing she was saying is, I want you to lie to me. Of course you can lie to me. You lie to them, lie to me. That's what she was asking. So she wants him to perform.
We got to transition. If you guys just tuning in, welcome to King Talk. Hit the like button. Also, make sure you subscribe to the channel. I don't have that timestamp, Marcus. Go ahead and share the stream. About to get into the main topic of the night. Shout out to all my green gang that's in the chat. Me, I see you. Torrance, Moore. Who else we got in there? Cash Flow Hustles. Click that link into the top. Shout out to Erica too as well. If you want to become part of Green Gang, that link is pinned to the top. Now time to get to the main topic, which is men don't always want sex. Men don't always want sex. I'm going to go ahead and play this clip.
To me, it's a lot of women that I have interacted with that were surprised that there's more to me than just like the bedroom with the last place we went. If we went there, there's some of us men I heard that are sapiosexual. Sometimes, I call a woman over. Yeah, honestly, beloved, I just want to talk and vibe.
That part.
I ain't gonna hold you. Like they don't believe. Like I really do smell your scent. Like I just need that energy. You know what I'm saying? So I love conversations like this with men. But one day I'll find a way to do it. But the reason I haven't is because I don't want any woman that's ever been a part of my journey to feel like I'm bashing them, because I'm not. You know what I'm saying? But my part of my journey, I ain't never been a predator, beloved. Like a woman be lying and say, man, AJ hit me up to fuck me. You ain't go. No, I wanted something deeper than that. It may have resulted to that. It may have looked that. But here's the thing, you may have hit me up with the intentions of I'm on dick, and I'm not judging you for it either, though. But I'm just saying that I'm not the villain. I think we can have this conversation without having villains, because I watched my mom be abused. I got 4 sisters. I took the position of I don't want to be a villain to these women. You hear me? But it's crazy how somehow, you know what I'm saying, we end up being there. But I'm grateful for for y'all brothers, man. I'm grateful for this space. And like I said, Doc, I appreciate you giving me the space to add my piece in. And hopefully, you know what I'm saying, we all feel and evolve from this conversation, man.
All right. Men don't always want sex. Men don't always want sex. I'm gonna go ahead and let me go to you first, Hank, and then I'll go to Luis. What are your thoughts about it, Hank?
Man, I don't know what he's talking about. Calling some woman over just a vibe. I don't need you to come over the vibe. We could talk on the goddamn phone. The vibe, dude. Again, this dude is full of shit. The motherfucker got shells on his goddamn finger. I don't know what's wrong with that dude. He sound questionable. Yeah, I can't take that dude goddamn serious. God damn, Jay, what the fuck was this? Man, look, calling a woman over to the crib. Do men always think about? Hell yeah, I always think about sex. God damn, I stay on sex. That's a goddamn shit. I need to get help, Jay. I need to get help. God damn it. Look, he calling that girl over to get sex. He's sliding to these dudes right there on the spot, man, on this video. He's probably trying to get somebody sliding in this goddamn DM, talking about, I feel for you, beloved. I'm all for you, beloved. Beloved, your ass. You trying to get some extra ass. I understand. I don't blame you. He lied
Grand
to
Rising,
the crib.
Grand Rising Queen. Don't forget Grand Rising Queen.
He doing what I just sit there and said. Lie to these goddamn hoes. And that dude is a prime example of dude lying to hoes to try to get some goddamn man. I don't blame him. If I was a single man out here and I wouldn't date no and I wasn't with my woman, I'd probably be doing the same goddamn thing. Selling them goddamn wolf tickets to try to get you over so I get them goddamn 20 minutes and get the hell on. I'm done with the vibing. You gotta go.
20 minutes ain't 20 minutes. That's the number.
That's all she deserves.
20 minutes. 20 minutes, beloved.
That nigga was full of shit.
20 minutes, beloved.
That's it.
Hey, Clout. I don't know if it's for everybody else. You only on my left side. You're not on my right side. Is that for everybody else too? When he speaks, I only hear him on my left side. I don't hear him on my right side. Well, y'all got headphones.
Yeah, yeah. Go ahead, talk, Clout.
Oh no, I was going to say I kind of agree with Hank. Like homeboy seemed like he was.
I know. I was going to Luis.
I hear him both. I hear him both.
You hear him both?
I was going to say homie kind of full of crap, man. Because
but I can hear him more on the right than the left. No, I hear him more in the left than the right.
Clout wants to be blocking my right side. All
right.
I
Go ahead.
hear him equally.
All right, go ahead, Luis.
Okay.
Yeah, you are a master moderator, man, allowing him to open up like that. I think that this kind of goes down to what I read earlier. It was pretty much a theatric in a show. I don't think that it really requires for you to, invite a chick over just to vibe. Like I agree with what Hank said. You could talk on the phone, you could text. There's other ways, but like I think even if you are that type of person and you are wired that way, I think that climactical sort of interaction is going to lead to some physical, some physical action, some sexual arousal, right? I just don't think it's gonna come over, sit on the couch, and we're gonna talk a bit, and then it's gonna escalate. Then it's going to get to that next day, because there's no way you're going to take a 15, 20 minute, half hour, 45-minute ride out to my spot only to sit on my couch and just hear me talk. Or we become a soundboard for each other, and that's pretty much it. Like that's on like a platonic level. And for that, you could just, talk on the phone. But I think that he was a little bit performative. And he ended up kind of casting a representative of a lie, because I think inherently up front, men won't tell you their true intention of what they want. But in reality, they really do. You know what I'm saying? In reality, they know that they're trying to get the box and trying to get in between. You know what time it is. But I just think that saying that makes it seem like it's like I'm going to dangle this carrot in front of you so you to come over, and then once I'm here, I'm gonna let you in on the real secret. So don't cap.
Yeah. So yeah, let me jump on the end of that, Luis. I think you're definitely on to something, and I agree with what you're saying. But I'm gonna be a little more blunt with it and just kind of come out with it a little bit more. To the ladies that are listening, what that was an example of was an example of game. That's all it was. Straight up game. It really was a power play is what it was. It's a power play. It's a power play to let her know in the beginning, when she sits her ass cheeks on your leather couch, when she comes over looking cute with her booty shorts on or whatever she got on, thinking she gonna come get some, or think about getting some when she come there, what he's doing is that he's immediately taking what's on her mind off of the table. He probably gonna try to sleep with me. He probably gonna try and get these draws. He probably gonna try to. No, first thing he does is like, I'm not trying to sleep with you, beloved. I just want to sit here and vibe and get to know you better. And she's like, oh, so you're not after my draws? And all it does is just flips the dynamic to now she is all up on his ass trying to get his draws. At the end of the conversation, if it's titillating enough for her, if the vibes are there, now she's ripping his clothes off instead of him ripping her clothes off. That's all it is. So I call cap, I call bullshit, I call all the things on that brother. It's game. And that's just what it is. It's power dynamics. And that's just what it is. And I'm just, been there, done that. I know what it is. I know what it looks like. And honestly, to me, the game works better when you just up front and you just call it what it is. I love sitting down and vibing. That's cool. I like to know who you are. I like to know what you're about before I want to get physical with you. If you saying some red flags and some things, because women tell on themselves. When you sit up here and tell certain things in the conversations, that's a flag. I might not want to mess with her. I might want to end this prematurely. I might not want these draws. Or I might say, I need to get these draws and get her the hell out of here because there's other red flags. It's just all about what you want and what you care about the most and how bad you want to hit it. But at the end of the day, all it is just game. But yeah, some folks do want to, get to know somebody, but you definitely have them over for an intention. And 9 times out of 10, you want it to escalate. Shit, for everybody on the panels, 10 times out of 10. If you over here, you here for a reason. And what time is it that you here? It's after 11, it's midnight, it's 1 a.m. and you here? Yeah, we doing a whole lot more than just vibe. We vibing all right. We're going to be doing a lot of vibing, and then this headboard going to be vibing too.
Hold on, man, but it's the pandemic. Everything's closed.
Legs
that headboard gonna be vibing.
Legs open.
Hey, bro,
Netflix and chill champions over here.
Netflix and kill. Hey, look, I came up with a term for niggas like him. This is called the Hotep finesse, bro. This is the grand rising queen. This nigga gonna grand rise his way into some pussy. Look, man. Let me tell y'all, this man is finessing, big dog. Look, I don't care what nobody say.
His name was Black Oil Buddha.
No, it wasn't.
He would have. Look at this nigga, man, with that beret. Hey, man, he would have rubbed some black oil on that body, on them buns. Look. So look,
y'all
ain't no nigga rocking a beret ain't trying to get some cheeks.
Hey, nah.
Black beret, y'all hating.
Definitely, it's a lot of women that I have interacted with that were surprised that there's more to me than just like the bedroom at the last place we went. If we went there, there's some of us men I heard that are sapiosexual. Sometimes, I call a woman over. Yeah, honestly, beloved, I just want to talk and vibe.
That part.
I ain't gonna like they don't believe. Like I really do smell your scent. Like I just need that energy. You know what I'm saying? So I love conversations like this with men. But one day I'll find a way to do it. But the reason I haven't is because I don't want any woman that's ever been a part of my journey to feel like I'm bashing them, because I'm not. You know what I'm saying? But my part of my journey, I ain't never been a predator, beloved. Like a woman be like, say, man, AJ, hit me up to fuck me. You ain't go. No, I wanted something deeper than that. It may have resulted to that. It may have looked that. But here's the thing: you may have hit me up with the intentions of I'm on dick, and I'm not judging you for it either, though. But I'm just saying that I'm not the villain. I think we can have this conversation without having villains, because I watched my mom be abused. I got 4 sisters. I took the position of I don't want to be a villain to these women. You hear me? But it's crazy how somehow we end up being that. But I'm grateful for these.
Beloved, I'm not gonna judge you because you want some dick. I'm not gonna judge you. Get the fuck out of here.
Beloved, you're not a hoe. You're just sharing your divine femininity with a true black king, beloved.
Right. So look, we're gonna crystallize it like this. No matter what, if you really want to, if they said, gun to your head, Sean, describe the point of dating. The point of dating is we want to find women that we want to have sex with. Now, either I want to have sex with you once or I want to have sex with you forever, but I want to have sex with you. There's no in between. I may want to talk to you, but before that, I want to have sex with you. I only want to talk to you if I want to have sex with you. And I may want to have sex with you forever. So no matter what Hotep Jesus just told y'all, we want to have sex with you. Please don't mistake that. No in between. I don't care if he want to rub that black oil on you.
And I only want to get to know you if I want to have sex with you.
Absolutely.
I don't want to get to know you if I ain't trying to be with you, baby.
He might have a chew stick in his mouth. He might sell incense and tube socks.
Listen,
but that nigga still want to have sex with you.
First off, don't know real niggas say beloved in real life. Like I ain't never met no real niggas in real life in real conversation that drop beloved. Like whenever a nigga says beloved, that nigga is trying to sell you some sea moss, some fucking black seed oil, some black soap, some ankhs on a chain, some wooden bracelets. He's trying to sell you some crystals or some shit. Like nobody says beloved in real life.
And those are all some good things. Everybody,
he said some
those are positive things. The sea moss is good for you. The black seed oil is actually good for you. But yeah, like what about the wood bracelet though? Nah, I know about that wood bracelet. I don't know about that. Y'all keep that bullshit.
Yo, so wouldn't it be fair to say that he's trying to be like, he's trying to characterize himself in a way to kind of attract a certain archetype of woman, right?
Exactly.
Because that him casting that net and him projecting that is not that doesn't resonate with a lot of women. I just don't see that.
It does with the young ones.
He wants that particular archetype. That's who he's like aiming for.
There's a
specific, it resonates with the waist bead, wearing, crystal having, tattoo around her ankle, tattoo in the middle of her chest, having red dreadlocks. Them girls, it works for them.
Yep, exactly. They love it. They love it.
And Sage in her new apartment head ass, you know.
They eating it up.
So for Shan,
go ahead, Shan.
Old man Shan. I don't always want to have sex. I don't.
What?
But I don't always want to have sex with somebody I've already had sex with. And that's what the dude is missing. That's what he's not saying. That's why I'm with you, brothers. I believe that you brothers don't always want to have sex, but we don't always want to have sex, ladies, with somebody that we've already had sex with. The end goal is sex. You know, everything in the world is about sex except for sex. Sex is about power. That's from Oscar Wilde. The thing is, he's talking about I'm sapiosexual, and sapiosexual means that you're attracted to intellect. Somebody you're attracted to people's intelligence, but what he failed to mention is you're sexually attracted to somebody's intelligence. So if you just vibing and she comes over and y'all just chilling and you just talking about whatever, stars, the moon, politics, religion, just sit down. Because I've done that. And I'm sure you guys have too. Sat in the car for hours with a woman for a long time. Y'all just talking about stuff. And you just talking about family and history and all that kind of stuff. You be wanting to fuck. Ultimately, you want to fuck. You don't be like, damn, I can't wait for us to sit down and talk for 3 hours again. And I just want to talk to you every week for 3 hours. That's just all I want. That's not the point. That's what he failed to mention. The sapiosexual part is he's attracted to intelligence. I like to vibe with women as well, but I typically want to fuck you afterwards. Or if I want to vibe and not do nothing, I've already fucked. So let's just keep it 100. We know what he's ultimately trying to do. Men do actually not always want sex, but we typically don't always want sex with somebody that we know that we had already fucked and we could fuck easily, quickly, or many times in the future if we want to.
I think Shannon's definitely on to something like that. If you were to ask me, I would tell you that a sapiosexual is just really some sort of a fetish, right? Because that's not how we're designed to be sexually attracted to each other anyway, in my opinion. But in all honesty, I think there's a strong chance that this dude might not be Cat. And I'll explain why. There was something that was very important in the video that he mentioned. He watched his mother be abused, right? So probably a single mother by, you know, different dudes or whatever the situation was, she would be able to project that onto him. So subconsciously now he's thinking that, you know what, I'm not supposed to take advantage of women like this. This is not how I'm supposed to be. I'm not supposed to be attracted to all these body parts. This is not what it's supposed to. I'm not supposed to be so sexual. That's not what a man is about, because his mother could have easily projected that onto him. That's the first thing that's where the connection was. That's what he felt to mention during our conversation, was the fact that he watched his mother get abused. So I think that's the root of it. And then now, this is his way of coping with that. He can't help, as a man or just a human, biologically, we're going to want to have sex. So he put these things in front of it to make it acceptable for him to want to have sex, if that makes any sense.
It does make sense, right? So I'm kind of with you that I would have to know him to know if he really was lying about that or not. Because what y'all saying, what everybody said, is true. It's a lot of people that do stuff like that. Like, they put on the super act in order to get with a woman and do whatever they want to her, right? Whatever means possible. Like Will Smith pretended to marry Nia Long in The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air just so he could hit. Man, we'll do some devious stuff to hit. But so, all right. There's a such thing as intimacy, right? That's non-sexual. And if you had a lot of sex, or you're to the point, because it depends on the age frame too. I would need to know how old that man was, right? Because I don't think I was capable of having intimacy before 25-ish, right? When my hormones was hormoning, and the only thing that I viewed was the sexual relationship between women, and that's what I fed and focused on. But as I transitioned and got older and was able to step back, and I had enough sex in life that it wasn't the primary focus, then I could like intimately actually connect on a different type of level. And if he was speaking to that, then I understand what he was saying. And I agree with Trev when he was saying he used the word, I won't be seen as a predator at the end. I think he was trying to highlight that he not just pumping, dumping women, that he actually wants them to feel like he tried to make a connection with them, and if they sleep together, fine. If they don't, no. But he's in it for more of an intimate connection. People that tend to like wear different clothing and stand out in the world, sometimes it be game, right? Sometimes they do be finessing. So y'all ain't wrong. But there are also people who really focus on elevating their consciousness and trying to appeal to a higher level of just depth perception, right? So sensory perception. So it's about touch, smell. Like it's a such thing as like tantric sex, right? Or it's ways where you can turn it like, so different than us. Most women's orgasms start in their mind. Like you gotta train a man how not to come, and you gotta train a woman how to come, because they gotta learn their body and their mind in order to really let themselves go and experience sex the way we naturally can experience it. It's one of the things that's different in our dichotomy between man and woman. So I think it's possible that he telling the truth, and the added small tip of context, I think it's even more probable that he telling the truth. But niggas do be finessing. I can't take that away. It depends on his age and if the shit he was saying was true.
Mark, all what you just said, that's what you do for your wife. That's what you do for what you consider a lady you're in a relationship, long-term relationship. He's not doing that, man. He's talking about what abusing. Let me tell you this. He's been around women so much, he knows how to finesse them even better than some dudes ain't had a lot of women around, because he knows what to say to the women. He's saying everything he needs to say. Nah, baby, I like my man said, nah, I don't want your sex, but if you give it to me, I'm not going to turn it away. Come on, man.
He said he said if it happens, it happens.
Yeah. I mean, you know what I'm saying? If he was real, if it was real, he would say, no, baby, that's not what it's all about. I don't want that from you. He ain't turning it down. He said if it happens, it happens. So he's welcoming it. He's opening the door. Yeah, that's what he really wants.
All right. So in my years of doing my thing, right, I didn't interact with these women. I wasn't trying to get to know them. It was just hit and bop, right? It wasn't none of this sitting down and talking about everything under the sun, or it wasn't really trying to figure out who they was and connect on none of them type of levels. It was just hit and buy. If he is, but it could be game. I agree. Like, I agree it could be, but it's a real chance that could be real too. Because it's different, man. I
don't think it's real. I was gonna say that I don't think it's real now that Pink pointed out, because I mean, somebody that disciplined, they're not going to put themselves in a situation in the first place. So if he's truly speaking to what he's trying to say, then you won't even be put in that position. But like King said, if he's put in that position, sometimes I join. You know, sometimes it happens, but I don't blame you. You know, this is like, I want to stimulate your mind, but you're here. So if he really on that time, he's not going to put himself in that position at all.
Exactly.
But if he vibing,
hey, Marcus, it's not you, it's me.
Mm-hmm.
It's not you, it's me. Something wrong with me. I'm sorry, man. That's exactly what he's selling them goddamn wolf tickets, man. He's selling wolf tickets, and she buying. Again, why do you need to have her over to vibe with her? I don't vibe with a woman all day on the phone, to the point, man, shit, I can't wait to talk to her again. You know, you remember them days? I don't know if Mark, how old you are. Back in the days, you know, men of our age, we used to fall asleep breathing on the goddamn phone.
Yeah.
Just sit there. You wake up first, wipe your mouth, and she on the other side snoring and shit. That's just because you was vibing. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man.
But we also, well, when I was doing it, I was young enough that I really couldn't at any time just go spend a night at somebody's house and stuff. So it's also like, I heard, I think it was Angry Man and Anton talk about this the other day, about how they just enjoy the company of women. Like, that the smell and being around you, just, they have energy that they can give you. So it's more than just sex that you can get from women, right? Maybe, just maybe, that's what he was talking to. That's how I was interpreting it. It's possible. I'm not saying it is, because y'all right. A lot of people do run game like that. I don't know. I'll have to know him to know for real.
But a nigga still want to hit.
For him to say he's a sapio, that kind of negates that too, because that ain't got nothing to do with anything physical, whether it be any of those senses that you described. It would be just him just talking to her. Like that's all it would really be, just to see what's on her mind. If we're talking about like sapiosexual,
that just means you're turned on by that. That don't necessarily mean you won't have sex with somebody. That just means that
yeah. But no, the only thing I was saying is that it wouldn't be necessary for them to meet if that's all he's looking for. If that's what turns him on. You know what I'm saying?
The game that homeboy was just spinning is no different than what we did in college when we invented Netflix and chill. You know what I'm saying? And sure, what we go? Oh, come to my dorm room. Oh, what we gonna do? Oh, we just gonna chill, watch a movie. Oh, you know, we just gonna chill and da da da. You know what I mean? It's like one of them things where, you know, the women know what y'all gonna do, but the women don't want you to say it outright, because just like Shorty said in the last video, they want a little bit of the lie. So they know they're going to Pound Town, but a lot of time they want to hear, we're gonna watch a movie, or we're gonna check out this new spot, we're gonna order in some food, we're gonna try out some tacos, when we know that fucking is on the menu. So at the end of the day, that's what he's doing. He's hitting them with all the beloved stuff, and he's hitting them with all the, oh, I'm a sapio. First off, sapiosexual is a word women love to use. So he's already in the drawers just by saying sapiosexual. He's like, oh, come on, beloved. Don't look at me like that type of brother. I just want you to come over so we can vibe. Vibe is another word that women freaking love. Oh, I'm a vibe. He's just saying all the woman keywords.
Predator.
I'm not a predator, beloved. Come on. He's literally just communicating. Listen, ladies, I'm safe. You can fuck me and I won't tell anybody. Without saying that. That's basically all he said. Oh, I'm not going to judge you. Basically, you can fuck me. I'm not going to say nothing. Basically, I'm not going to call you a hoe if you fuck me tonight. That's all he's saying in womanese. That's it. He's talking womanese and he's talking it well. Plus, the brother has on a beret. There's no way you convincing me that a nigga with a beret on ain't on some pimping time. And there's no way. The nigga had all type of jewelry on his fingers and a nose ring and shit. This nigga is about the pussy. That's what he's about.
But Cloud,
why are we acting like come on,
where do you buy a beret? 2023.
Come on, he's like, man. I want to know you first. He's like, I want to get to know you before I fuck you, though. I actually care about your well-being as a human and as a person. I want to know, what you did on your 11th birthday and what your mother's middle name is before I lay the dick down.
I guarantee you that nigga asks every girl her astrology. I guarantee you the first conversation when she sit her ass down on his couch. So what's your sign? You know me as a Scorpio, I just feel like I connect through physical. Get the fuck out of here. He gonna ask them about their love languages. Second question. Y'all know the game, man. Come on, man.
The indicator to know. And again, I'm gonna go out with Marcus too. I don't know the brother. He could have been genuine. He could have been through certain things. I give him that. I give him that reservation, right? But the way I feel like he was running game is the fact that he didn't bring up relationships. He didn't bring up marriage. He didn't bring up no type of commitment or what he would give to these women. But the way you have sex with women is it's a vibe first. Don't nobody go, I just want to have sex. You vibe first, and then you have sex. So, and if he's bringing up his sisters and he's bringing up his mother, he know that a lot of his sisters or his mother might have got finesse with a vibe. There was a vibe, and if they got finesse, that's a whole nother story. But let's say there are people, there's men that just won't have sex, right? If you're finding yourself in a position where you're only dealing with a man because he want to have sex, you're just not the man. You're not a person for that man, because we all want sex, just like women want security. We can't down when men talking like this, and the fact he brought up the word predator in the midst of talking about men, it said a lot about what he was doing, and regardless of trying to make himself look good and trying to make other men look bad, because all of us want sex, even women want. But if we're gonna have the conversation, then we have to point out to the fact that if someone somewhere where they're going, all men want is sex. No, all men might just want to have sex with you. Men still want relationships. Men still want marriage, but they want sex with the person they have marriage with and have a relationship with too. Same way women want security. Either she wants your attention, she wants your validation, she want to use up your time, she wants you to go take us some steak and lobster while one of us come in and hit it at midnight or 2 o'clock in the morning after you took her out on a good date and validated her and made her feel good. Or she wants to be with the guy that does all those things. So we're all the same way. She either gonna use up your time and want to be with you. We either gonna have sex with you, or we want to be with you and have sex.
I want to ask the guys this, just for the women that may be watching. If a woman gives it up too early, is she still wifeable?
Usually no.
Absolutely.
I knew y'all gonna. I mess it. Yeah.
Hey, I'm gonna say, bro. But look, hey, Ali, if we being real, bro, I'm just looking at y'all, and I know this speaks for me. I'm always fucking early, first date, second, whatever. You know what I'm saying? I'm always. You know what I'm saying? So I'm arrogant enough to know it's just me. She probably ain't fucking everybody early. She fucking me though.
Is that why a lot of relationships not working?
Me though.
But see what we do. We know that the reason why we not having relationships is because she having sex early. Most men are not wiping up women who have sex early with them. Y'all know that. That's why we're not wiping up most of these women getting a relationship.
Ali, you know the tricky part about it. I think the tricky part about it is there's no way for us to quantify what the success rate of relationships with early sex versus late sex. There's no way to quantify that.
Really?
How can we? There's no way. There's
so
no way.
y'all saying just if I leave with my wallet. If hey, babe, you want to go out? I leave with my wallet with a woman. She can't quantify whether I'm trying to trick or whether I'm trying to buy her versus me just trying to.
Because you should leave with your wallet. My last wife, I'm twice divorced, but we fucked in 19 days.
Shannon, how you going? Okay,
we fucked in 19 days, Ali. Yeah,
you just destroyed your own argument before you even started.
No, I didn't.
You led with my wallet. I'm twice divorced.
No. I said you should lead with your wallet.
Right, you said you should lead with your wallet. I'm twice divorced. Right when you said that.
Yeah, but you don't know why I got a divorce. So don't.
You can't one doesn't equal the other.
My ex-wife is in the other room right now. The point is, the question was, can you marry somebody that you have sex with early? Absolutely, yes. Yes, you absolutely can. And what Sean is saying is, Sean is saying there's no way to measure really whether.
Cool. That's cool. I concede. So all the brothers having daughters, us having daughters. See, we do this all the time. We should make sure we go, hey, baby, make sure you give it up early to that man if you want him. That's what we promoting. No, don't say no. You can't. Y'all can't say no.
Ali, I say that. Ali, I get what you're saying.
Damn sure can say no.
Ali, I get what you're saying.
This is why I tell y'all.
I see why you're trying to quantify.
This is why I say men in one hand will say women need to submit. Then another hand, they tell their daughters, hey, make sure this man does everything you need him to do. Make sure he prioritizes your happiness while we telling brothers to make sure they're responsible. But you saying a woman should give it up early, but then you're gonna teach her daughters not to give it up early.
No, Ali, we're not saying that at all. None of us are saying none of us are saying women need to give it up early. What the question was, are they marriageable? Can they be wives still if they give it up early? That was the question. We're not telling anybody what they should and shouldn't do, how early or how long they need to wait. That's
okay. So no, stay there. Y'all stay there. Stay there. If she's marriageable, no, we're gonna stay there. You say she's marriageable. See, it's how we get in trouble, and that's why women have to say what they say. That's why women have to say what they say. Because if she's marriageable, I say, baby, you marriageable, give it up. So she should give it up if she's marriageable. You said she's marriageable.
That coochie up.
I
don't got no use for you.
No, we just said it doesn't disqualify her. We just
I got more use for it. Give it up.
Let me give you an example. Hold on, let me give you an example. Right? If I'm dating a woman, right, and she specifically has like 180-day rule for sex. If I stayed around for that 180 days, I would break up with her probably on 181 because I hate for people to play them games with me. And if I intended to continue playing that game, I would be vindictive by 181.
Hey, Ali, Marcus made my point.
If y'all, but y'all said, but Shannon, y'all said it's her having sex early doesn't mean she's not marriageable, right? How do we prove she's not marriageable if you have sex early? How do you prove she didn't see?
That's what Sean you can't quantify it. That's what we're saying.
There's no way to attribute that to that.
No such thing as sex too early.
To us to understand. Listen to what Sean is simply saying. You can't measure that because there's no way to even take a poll nationwide to say, well,
how soon she has sex?
Early sex sounds right on time.
And look, hey, all the ladies watching, just remember they just played a video with a dude with all these bracelets and with a beret and all these things. Say they make y'all put down y'all guard. They go, hey baby, just because you have sex with me, that don't mean you ain't marriageable.
But you know
y'all finessing.
But you know what, Ali? I think too, just like the example that Shannon gave, right? Like, so say for instance, his marriage didn't end because he had sex with her. There's no way to attribute having, like, say he was with a person for 12 years. There's no way to attribute the relationship ending to the fact that y'all had sex day one. There's just no way to attribute it to that. And so
it could be because she stole $100,000 out of my bank
exactly.
account.
So how
unless you're a dude who
disqualifies
them specifically for that.
Hold on, since we don't say the word.
Hold on.
How soon should she give it up?
So look,
you know what?
No, one more thing, Ali. The thing I would tell my daughter is that the thing I would tell my daughter is kind of what Mark has alluded to. Whether you give it up 6 months down the road or 6 days down the road, if a nigga's a piece of shit, he's going to be a piece of shit regardless.
I didn't ask you that, Sean. Please don't do this, brother.
Exactly. I'm saying that would be my message.
But I didn't ask y'all that. How soon should she give it up if you really like her? So we're going to put a caveat that you really like this woman somehow.
That has nothing to do with the other. No.
I don't have an answer to that.
What is that? I can't hear us.
Yo.
So here's the thing, Ali. You can't answer that. You can't ask that question.
I can't answer
You can't ask that question. It's not in good faith. That's not a good question to ask. It's not realistic because we can't. No, you've been speaking. Hold on, I got this. Hold on.
Why y'all gotta say that for? What do you mean I've been speaking? You ain't gotta say all that.
It's real shit.
You gotta say all that. Y'all running game though.
No, we're not running game. We calling a spade, and that's what it is. What you're saying is that how quickly should she give it up and this and that? We can't control that whatsoever. What she feels like doing, what she's at her comfort level, and how much she's vibing with you and liking you, that's all on her. That's her decision alone. Period. Now, if it happens to be the first night or the first week or the second date, that's her decision based on her comfortability with you and how you are and how y'all are vibing and what level y'all on, if y'all on the same damn page or not. And I'm gonna keep it a buck right now. Some of the best relationships I've ever had, we had sex early. We had sex quickly. Within the first date or two,
you still
maybe
with her?
Even 3.
You still with her?
I'm single right now. What I'm saying is some of the best relationships that I have had where we ended up having sex early, and then Shannon was talking about leading with your wallet. Some of those we went to brunch. It was easy. It was something. When it comes to like money wise, I didn't break the bank or anything like that. She liked me. She fucked with me. She wanted me, and she wanted to fuck me. She was all about what was going on over here,
She ain't had
and
sex
I
with
was
nobody else.
and I was feeling what was going on over there. Oh, she dropped whatever she had going on like that. She's like, "You are what I want.
I'm gonna say
You're
it
who
again.
I'm looking for," and that's what it was.
Our
So
egos, man.
bump
Our
all that.
egos.
No, fuck that. That's real. That's real shit, though.
No, it's
No,
not.
you talk
It's
about
not.
no. You don't know shit about my ego.
You
You don't know
can't
anything
give-
about my relationships.
Why you
What
get?
I'm
Why
doing,
you
I'm
get so
telling you
offended
exactly.
about?
No,
We
no,
having a
I'm telling you. I'm telling you what my personal situations was, what I've experienced, and I'm letting you know. You start talking about my ego and how our egos are. I'm telling you what it is. Spade a spade. Nothing more, nothing less.
And a lot of relationships don't last.
And what?
And a lot of relationships don't last.
Most relationships don't last.
Yeah, that's
one or two
that's
end
the
up
thing.
lasting.
Right. It's
Right.
because women
you
are
only get
having
married
sex.
once or twice. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, damn, man. Hold on. I'm gonna let y'all talk. Let me.
This let me just say this real quick,
Well, thank you.
Go ahead,
Ali,
Jared.
to say your point. I mean, most of us, like Sean was saying earlier, is like, you know, we want to feel like we were that guy, right? There's definitely some arrogance to that, where we feel like, okay, yeah, this is just me, but unfortunately, a lot of times it's not, right? We probably not the first person, but we still want to see the light in them, right? But to if we were going to try to quantify it in any way, right? We could at least have an inference as to what's going on, because when we look at cultures that don't behave in that manner, that are not out here being promiscuous, their marriage statistically outlast cultures that are engaging in premarital sex. So I think we could at least use that data, which is recorded, right, to at least give us an idea as to where we stand with that. Because cultures that don't engage in that type of behavior, that lean more into religion, that are not promiscuous, their
Not to interrupt you, but
relationships
you're introducing too many more variables.
Yeah.
Once you introduce all those variables, there's no way to attribute the breakup. There's no way to attribute the success or breakup to any of those, because there are too many variables.
So much, it's so much
Okay.
more to it. Yeah, like
But how much more is it to it? If you're saying people who aren't promiscuous, if cultures that are not as promiscuous are having more successful marriage rates, that's pretty much like one correlation.
Shannon already said it earlier. If y'all caught what he said earlier, as men, do we keep interest with women we have sex with earlier, or we lose interest with women we have earlier? Shannon just said, after that dude said what he said, men don't always have sex. Yeah, if we already had sex with you, we ain't worried about sex. He already said it. So most of the times when men get sex early, they ain't worried about that woman no more. You didn't even get.
Nah,
what's the
that's
caveat?
not a good correlation.
No, what he was saying,
Because
Ali,
you're
what he was
talking
saying
about
was this.
desiring
That's not the
having
same
sex
thing. That's not the
again
same thing.
with
If
someone you already had sex
It's
with.
not the
Like,
same
it's not the
thing.
same thing.
No.
You've already had sex with her, then you have the opportunity to get to know her.
I
past
literally
sex.
used
And if
to-
you
I
weren't
literally
staying-
married
Hold on,
my
hold on.
wife.
Hey Shannon, I get
2
it, But are we saying that if I'm having sex with a woman early and she already
Like
went
me.
past somebody? No, hold on. It's not already saying how she's moving. If we know she had to have sex with somebody else before she had sex with you, right?
She did.
Early. So what is it? Why do we go we special because someone has sex with us? How do we quantify a good
I didn't know
person?
about me being special. She probably did that with every nigga. I didn't. That was
I'm
Sean said that.
I think I'm special in general. So I mean, it ain't just because she had sex with me, though.
So, Sean, you think you're the only person that met this woman and got the sex early?
No. But let's be honest though. Even looking at some of us on this panel, there's an exponentially better chance that we would get it early, more so than some other dudes. I think that's a fair statement, right? I think the women in the chat would agree with that. They tune in for a reason, bro. We all know that.
Okay. So it's not, if you get it too early, it's not gonna have an impact on whether you still. So if y'all get sex early, it's not gonna have an impact on whether you wife her or not. Or
Listen, the only time.
Nope, not for me. Not for me.
The only time sex is too early.
Y'all Negroes body count is like 200, man. Y'all loud, y'all tripping, boy.
Yo, Ali, the only time it's too early, right, is when you wasn't expecting it. Like, so for example, like if you like, oh, no, I ain't put enough work, I'm not about to hit, and she's like, so what's up? You coming to my place? That's the only time you're gonna think it's too early, when you feel like you don't deserve it. But other than that, it's like, what's too early? Like, define that.
Well, Ali, also too, like I think the dating space and the way that people are interacting and coming together, there's a lot of lead up time. You know what I'm saying? It's not like instant. Like we say it's instant because of how the initial interaction happens, right? But there's a little bit of theatric in the background. It's the little conversations here and there. Then we get each other's number.
The brothers can't answer my question. What is too early? Like what is not too early? That's all I'm at. How y'all so it's based on how
you can't quantify it.
No, hold on, y'all. Can I finish, y'all? Come on, man.
Oh, I thought you had a question. I was gonna answer it.
No,
that was the question.
No, but y'all saying it's based on what she's comfortable with. You're gonna wife. You're deciding if you're gonna wife. It's based on what you're comfortable with. How early is it too early for you to wife? Why are we talking about her?
So I answered the question. My answer is there is no such thing. That's my answer.
So you're a wife for one night stand. You're a wife for one night stand.
Well, if it's a one night stand, then you can't wife her.
It's not a one night stand.
No.
Y'all
know, y'all. Never mind.
You mean can you wife somebody that you met? Could you end up wifing somebody that you met her that night? You fucked her that night.
Y'all doing what my man on that video was doing. Nah, it ain't too early.
No.
It ain't too early, baby.
Ali, I've been in a long-term relationship with a woman that I fucked the night I met her.
I need y'all. I'm gonna buy y'all some berets.
You funny. You funny, Ali.
Give me a raspberry.
Black berets. Black berets.
Make your mind with some cream.
Crazy.
No,
I mean, honestly,
I want mine like the Black Panthers.
Honestly, y'all brothers on the panel. If you got a woman on the first night, you could possibly wife her. That's what y'all. If that's what I'm asking.
I have done it.
I cannot.
Yes,
I cannot.
Absolutely, 1000%.
No, I cannot.
Look, Ali, I just think a lot
this is what I want to say about that.
Depends.
I think there's a lot of
it depends. I can't say no definitively. I can't say yes definitively. Like it's the first night.
That's why Sean said you can't measure it.
You can't.
Yeah, but am I capable of doing that?
It could be a month later.
What I'm asking y'all don't think that's
first night.
Y'all don't think
first
that's
night.
this the reason why this is why people don't. The fact that women move that way. The fact that we can't help it because this is how they moving, right? I ain't saying not to hit it. I'm not telling y'all not to hit it. What I'm saying no, I'm not telling you not to hit it. We're having an actual. We're telling women are watching and going, okay, I can still be with them if I have it early. When most brothers I know for a fact are not going to wife women that they have sex early with majority of time. I'm not saying there's no exceptions, but this is what I believe is her in our community because in reality we do not value something we get that easy. We don't, and that's why we're not staying together.
But Ali, but
I'll say this part.
Let me just say this real quick. I think that stands on the premise that those women are having indiscriminate sex with who and anybody. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's the kind of knock it down a peg or a bar below. You know what I'm saying? I think there's something inherent about that man that she found attractive, and this is what I was trying to say earlier.
You know you a player. I know you be at the gym. Like them buns.
Yo, there's conversations that happen behind the scene that are subtle. You know what I'm saying? That taking 2 months, 3 months, or whatever, but they're happening. There's like almost like a connection or emotional investment that is happening, and then once they meet for the first time, whether it's a week, a month, or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Nothing is happening in a singular line. Then that's when that initial attraction happens. It's like, holy shit! Like I get him, and then that's when that happens. That's when the sex, the sex comes when you first engage. But there's a whole slew of steps and conversations that happen in the background that people are not talking about, and they're just thinking like guy meets girl at coffee shop, they sit down, share Starbucks, and then they're off to the races. It's not really happening.
This is the main thing I'm saying. Okay, being honest, in the society we live in, this so superficial, materialistic, and very sexualized. If I keep from going to this, and I really spend genuine time with a woman and she gets to see if she'll rock with the quality of man I am, I believe the longevity of relationships will be more. Same thing with the woman. If what was keeping me coming back to her, which it usually is the quality of that woman versus the fact that I had sex with her and the sex was good, or I didn't have sex and I wasn't even interested with her. I was like, look, I just wanted sex. Y'all know how our brains work. We meet a woman, we go, dang, we already feel a certain energy. This seemed like, I don't know, she see like somebody I can get to know. I definitely, or it's somebody I just want to have sex with. If I didn't get the sex, I'm walking away. But if that energy is still resonating there, I go, man, I didn't have sex with her, but I'm really curious to see what can come from this quality of woman. And I believe that it has a lot to do with why relationships don't work, because women still leading with sex and men still leading with money. And both of us, we are actually compromised ourselves, and we don't believe that much in our manhood and womanhood. We lead with those things because we don't have that much to offer both ways. And that's why relationships don't work. Because if you had to work for that man and you had to work for that woman, relationships would work most of the time because you're with the person for the right reasons. That's all. Sex, we already had sex, right? Sex should be the icing on the cake. I know. Go ahead, Shannon.
All right, look. So look. Most of us, our biggest nightmare is to marry a woman who is a 304, right? We don't want that. That's like our biggest nightmare. That's the one thing that you want to avoid out of everything, right? Right.
Scary
now,
stuff.
And within the first night, you don't really have much to gauge on as to what type of woman she is.
Right.
So anything that would give you an inkling that this is the type of woman you're getting into, like smashing you on the day she meets you,
that's her worth,
should discourage you from wanting to wife her just to make a sound decision. That's just how I feel. I know I would never do it. And I'm not saying that you wild if you do.
If that's the best thing she can give you, meeting you, like she really likes you, Sean. She really like Marcus, and she has to give me this. That's the best she can offer. We already in trouble.
So Ali and Trev, here's a question for you two brothers, because Ali, you asked us, well, how soon? Well, let me ask you, Ali and Trev too, how long? I want to take the same question that you asked us and put it in reverse. How long before you have sex with her will you consider her a wife?
Getting to know her, getting to know who her mother and father is, looking how she. Nope.
How long? Because you can do that in a week. How long?
It depends. Like I said, can I start there first?
You.
No, I don't mean it. No, I'm not even talking about the early sex. I'm saying about getting to know the person first. If I get, okay, for instance, I'll give you an example what I mean. If I come to y'all, everybody has a reputation. I like, yo, Marcus, you know, Lisa, that's the exception too. Marcus go, hey man, a lot of dudes ain't been able to get her. If she usually, when she with somebody, she's in a relationship with somebody. Like that woman is a good woman. That dude didn't do it right. But if I go, Marcus, you know, Lisa, yeah, everybody's smashing. She habitually gets smashed. Like people smash her. I get to know her family. I get to know her friends. I get to see how she conducts herself. I ask certain questions. Like, and how long? It just, again, it depends. I'm not saying early. It depends on the exception. It comes early. Hold on. See, y'all being disingenuous. Y'all, not Shannon.
How long?
It depends on the value of the woman and the connection.
Month, 3 months, 6 months. How long?
So it depends for you.
Because that's what you were asking us. No, Ali,
we try to have a good
you were asking us. But that's what you were asking us, though. Exact same thing, just in reverse.
Right. Until I can confirm she is who she says she is.
And how long could that be?
How long is that?
I don't know. That's
then
the part
just like us.
No, I didn't say I wasn't like. No, I didn't say. See, this is a bad. You know why it's fat? Because I never said I wasn't. There's things we don't know. We have to figure out certain things the best we can. She could switch up on me. All I'm saying is to make sure that she is the type of woman you can be with. That's all I'm saying. I can't put a time length on that. The early though, if it's too fast, okay, hold on.
She can switch up on you, huh? She can switch up on you.
I'll say if it's something we're establishing and I'm courting her, depending on the court system, based on either your faith or what system you implemented, I'll say maybe 6 months to a year. I say 6 months to a year.
But you know what, Ali? I think there's so many variables.
So you're going without sex with someone that you're dating consistently.
He's not saying that. I'm
that's
saying
what he is saying. He is saying that.
I'm saying if that's what the flow of it is, that's the time length. If that's the flow of what it is, and I get to a point where I get to know, I'm saying if she want to have sex, it just depends. That's what I'm saying.
You're telling us that you will never ask for a woman's hand in marriage if you had sex with her before 6 months.
Say that again.
You will not marry a woman that you had sex with prior to 6 months.
No, I didn't say that. I'm not saying that.
That's
I'm
what
not
it
saying
sounds
that.
like.
No, I'm not saying that.
Okay. What are you saying? Clarify for us.
I'm saying the time that I would wait. If it's, I said the time. How long would I wait? Y'all, I said 6 months. If there was
that's
a time
the max. That's the max you will wait.
That I would wait if I'm serious. If I'm courting, I didn't say for her. I said if I'm courting.
Let me clarify.
Okay.
Let me get some clarity from you.
If I'm telling you I'm dead serious and I want to be with you and build with you, 6 months would be. And like I said, I could possibly go to a year, man, just to see how long. I have to know that this woman would hold out. You could be shocked, but I have to know that this woman, just everybody can't have sex with her.
But Ali, I think you're providing further context now, as opposed to when you first presented the situation. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we're having a good faith conversation, Sean.
No, but I'm saying, like, there are different layers that you added. Like there's a difference in you asked about somebody that you first meet, like I meet you today at the bar and I have sex with you, versus somebody that I've been talking to for a few months and the first time we link up, we have sex. So there are distinct differences where we would have to clearly define, the situation. You know what I'm saying? Because these are just different situations.
I got a question for you, Ali. I got a question for you.
Go ahead, Marcus.
If she slept with the previous dude on the first night and made you wait 6 months, are you gonna wife her?
Nope. That's what I told y'all. I just no. Listen, chat it. If we're having a good faith conversation, hold on. What did I just say? Marcus, do you know Lisa? That's why y'all not having a good faith conversation. I said, Marcus, do you know Lisa? I said that. Hey, she been getting smashed. Or if you say, yo,
no.
Yeah, that's what you're supposed to do.
No, wait, Ali. What if only Marcus smashed and he smashed on the first night?
Okay,
but everybody else don't know. Don't nobody else know.
I know some hoes that'll make you wait. And I know some good girls.
There's a bunch of hoes that make you wait.
Yeah, but that's why I'm saying the game's messed up. It depends on my faith. If I believe she just did that because it was him. He was a particular person. Let's say women date the women that do. No, yeah,
Marcus is him.
Yeah, that's what I want to say. It has to be. It has to make sense. We do already judge. We do judge women based on that. Who did you have sex with? You had sex with him? Nah, I'm not waiting. You had sex with him? Okay, I possibly could wife. Like dudes that are secure in their manhood and value other brothers, see brothers being great. I go, oh, he hit? Okay, I'll rock with you.
Now look,
you let him hit.
Ali, now look, I'm glad you said that.
The quality of the men makes a difference.
Ali, I'm glad you said that, bro.
Conversation.
Now, Ali, we've had the conversation before about we've had the conversation. We had the conversation before, and I know it's going on again about body count, right? So my contention is that the details matter more than the number for me in terms of a woman, right? So look, let's say a chick dealt with 10 guys, right, in her life, 10 or 20, whatever the number is. If you 8 niggas, other niggas are part of that number, then it's a dub. It's over with. Even if she only if she dealt with 8 niggas and I'm familiar with you 8 niggas, it's over with. She can't go no further. She can't pass go. She can't collect $200. If it's a random 8 niggas, I don't give a fuck. I like my pussy seasoned. You know what I'm saying? So I don't care. You know what I'm saying? So to me, the details matter more. You know what I'm saying?
Sean, do y'all see what y'all are kicking back what I just kicked back and then was getting on me for kicking that? You just said it matters who now context and details matter now. Before it was that it don't matter if it's too early. Now context and details matter. Y'all kicking back what I just kicked.
Yeah, but the detail isn't about what she did. The detail is about who she did it with. It's because he knows the person she's doing it with.
Yeah. Yep.
So it's almost hard. It's like you don't want to be someplace and know your woman slept with somebody that's at the same place as you, right? So that goes for friend circles, like extended groups where y'all gonna be around the same. Because in your mind,
regularly that you're gonna be around regularly,
right? Yeah, you're gonna be thinking like he laughing, he showing somebody pictures of all type of random crazy shit might pop into your head just because of that. But if you don't know about what's going on, which a lot of people don't, especially in bigger cities, you can't really hold that against her, especially at this age. I can see if maybe we was younger, but at this age, if you single and you find somebody, it's a good chance that she slept with somebody before you. We talked about the numbers the other day. Let's say she had a relationship for 2 years with each man that she dated. That's still gonna put her at 10 people or something at our age. You know what I mean? We got to factor that type of stuff in.
So look,
we ain't got no. This is why women just can do whatever they want to do, because when it comes to us, and I'm not saying y'all, I'm not gonna be talk without because somebody about to go. We ain't got no standards and expectations, but they got standards of what you need to come to the
stand
game
on it, Ali. You say y'all.
They got a
That's
6-pack.
Stand on
they want 6-pack, 6-8 inches. They want six figures. They want all this stuff. And here we go. I don't care about her body count.
That's preferences.
I don't care if she has sex with me early. I don't care. Okay, so what is she bringing to the table? What is she bringing to the table? Oh, she's smart.
But you know what, Ali?
Everybody else can hit. Everybody else can hit though.
Ali, they only say that.
She got 20 bodies.
Ali, they only say that to disqualify the men that they don't want. But the men that they want, all that
they accepting all that.
Right out the fucking window.
That's
exactly.
not a Louis.
You know what I'm
that's
saying?
not my brother. That's not my point. The saturation of the women we got to pick from is because we don't got no respect. We just say it don't matter no more. They can just do what they want to do, as long as they're on your page for that time. And that's why we go for it. Because a woman, hey, look, a woman to go, hey, I like you. I don't like you anymore. I like Shannon. I don't like you anymore. I like. And that's what's going on. They didn't stay loyal just to that first dude, second dude, third. Like, what's the quality of woman? And we've had this conversation before, Shannon and Sean. What's the quality of woman? How far is it enough to say what kind of woman she is if she's went past all these guys and then got to you? You special?
Well, if
No,
like so,
maybe-
I do
maybe
believe
she's
I'm
being hypergamous.
Price for what somebody else got for free.
What'd you say?
So-
Who said that?
Maybe she's being hypergamous, is what Shannon said.
Shannon, you fun. Shannon, I know you trolling.
You just went to the next best.
But look,
I know you.
Ali, this is my problem with this conversation, and somebody just alluded to it. I was looking down, so I couldn't hear who said it. A lot of this shit is really just preferences. Because all these niggas that's talking about, oh my God, Brittany Renner got 35 bodies. I guarantee you, if you niggas was in the room with Brittany Renner and you had a chance, nigga, you gonna risk it all for her. Knock it the fuck off on this internet. And I ain't talking about you, Ali. I'm talking about most niggas that's talking about, oh my gosh, she got 35 bodies. Nigga, your bitch probably got 35 bodies. She just won't tell you, nigga.
Oh, but I don't think
You know
we
what
want
I'm
to.
saying?
I was looking for a hey, Lapeef, you got the hat because I wanted to call cap on that bullshit anyway. 35 bodies on Brittany Renner. The fact that she's out here throwing out numbers and shit is cap. Bullshit.
Does it matter?
I don't believe it. I don't
Does it
believe
matter?
it. Way more. Way more.
It matters.
Does it
Way
matter?
more.
It matters.
It does.
It
Hey,
matters.
Trav, you ain't. You know,
It
I ain't
does.
talk. I'm asking the brothers on this side. How many bodies? But y'all just say you wouldn't know. How do you know?
Whose side? Whose side?
See?
It matters, but not for the reasons y'all
Y'all
think.
said we don't know. Y'all said we don't know nobody.
you
now.
wouldn't
So
know.
how you know now?
I think it matters, but not for the reasons that y'all think. Like,
and here's the thing: if you really, Ali, if you really sit down and talk to a woman, or to certain women, like the longer they talk, you gonna figure out some shit. You gonna be able to connect the dots. You gonna know exactly. You gonna know exactly where they coming from, where they've been, because women gonna spill the beans. Because you give them enough time to talk, you give them enough rope, they're gonna hang themselves, and you gonna figure it all out real quick. Especially if you're used to being around women and know how to talk to them in a particular way to get the right kind of information. What's that, Ali?
What you think about body? You was telling me, hey, Ali, if you talk, if you ask these women, you talk to them long enough. How many women you think I talked to?
I don't know anything about your background, man. I'm just talking in general.
It's 3. Okay, I know. It's okay.
Yeah, I don't know your
But y'all knew.
They only work for women.
Ain't that right?
It ain't gonna work for you, bro.
But women don't assume.
I would have probably left the panel if he would have guessed yours, bro.
When women meet us, you don't think women assume? They don't go, Marcus probably slept with this many women. Clout probably slept with this many women. B. Madden probably slept with this many women. You don't think they do that to us?
I think
they definitely do that.
Can do, they do that for sure. But what I
but
think
it doesn't repel. It doesn't repel women. It attracts women.
Right, it doesn't. It doesn't. Women can tell.
Women.
Women can tell what men are used to getting women and what men aren't used to being around women or don't get women. They know that
right away.
They know that they can listen to you. They can see how you move. They can feel, oh, bitches like him, or he pull bitches, or he ain't used to being around a pretty bitch. I don't want to be the first bad bitch that he done been around. They know that.
Okay, but I just want
That's
to
just how they say it.
Having sex too early doesn't mean you won't wife her, right? But you would tell your daughters not to have sex early, right?
You keep throwing our daughters in here, man. Like, come on, chill out, Ali. God damn.
When it comes to that, we'll tell the truth when it comes to that. We don't want our daughters moving that way.
Well, we don't, because you don't want that because you are mixing two different things. No, we want our daughters. We want our daughters. All fathers want their daughters to be as clean and pure for as long as possible.
Right.
However,
you're not fucking your daughter, brother.
Nobody. I can't believe you did that.
But the question was asked can we consider a woman to be a woman that we would want to marry for long term if me and her had sex early in our relationship? The answer is still yes. I can consider a woman that I had early sex with as a wife because she's proven to be all the wifely things that I've wanted. We just so happen to have sex early when we met. That's
And
all.
the only reason why I asked you that, would she marry you based on her qualifier? If you don't meet those means that the women ask that they're asking for majority of times, our women are going to marry men. That's so why are we the men to take the least quality of woman possible in this generation when women are asking for Superman, but we're tolerating the least. What am I saying is wrong, Shannon?
But who says she's least quality? Just because we slept early, just because we had sex early, doesn't mean they're not.
So then, what do you get? You act like she's a prostitute. You act like we dragging bitches from Sunset Boulevard.
Well, this says a lot. This says a lot. How do y'all jump that?
Bro? Like, what are you talking about?
So basically, the thresholds are different. The thresholds are different. Everybody's different.
Women can
be, and that's fine. I don't judge nobody for that.
They ain't got to be way up here. Like it's crazy. It's wild.
No, I dig it. But what you got to understand is that their thresholds are very different, right? So you might say, nah, I want somebody with less than they got fingers on one hand. That's, that's a lot of people, at least what they say. But then, they're keeping it real and they say 8 is cool or whatever, and I can hit it the first date. If they good with that and they willing to live with the result, that is what it is. Now, is that going to encourage women to be virtuous? Hell no. If they know that men are going to accept that, hell no. Why would they be virtuous? Because they understand that the qualifications are different here. The qualifications are different now. You don't have to be virtuous. You don't have to be a virgin anymore. It's whatever. And men at least have the idea that this is what is available to us. Because if we thought that for the majority women were virgins, we would probably be looking for that. But as it is right now, it is a reality that less and less women are virgins. But we might feel like is so scarce that it's just no longer practical to look for a woman of that virtue, at least in that category. So they're like, all right, well, let me see. Does she have a sound mind? Is she educated? Can I vibe with her? And you do any other things. So all in all, we are settling because of what we feel like the market is, right? Just adapting to our environment because it sucks right now.
Yep.
Another thing I want to say real quick,
that's why I told you that other I'm not fighting it no more. This is what happens when you fight it. But when we're seeing what we're going to and what society's going to look like in the future and what our sons are signing for and what kind of women they're going to get based on what kind of men women want, it's a wrap.
What I also want to say, Ali, what I also want to say real quick, man, is that you've got women out here that have great careers, that are working hard, that are making money, making things happen in 2023. And I respect it and I love it and all that kind of stuff. But at the same time, man, you can't judge them all the same way. You can't judge them all by the same measuring stick. You have to sit up here and look at these women and say, you know what? This quality of woman is different from that quality of woman. I've literally been with somebody second date and dated them for an entire year, and they were a doctor. I mean, literally full-fledged doctor, making money, doing all these great things, beautiful as hell, wonderful, body on 10. At the end of the day, when women sleep with you early, that means you've checked all the boxes. You are the shit to her. Like you are him to her. If she feels like she's got to give it up, like within the week that y'all meet, or the day, or the second day, or the next date, or whatever, you're what exactly she's looking for. You're my type. You look what I'm looking for. You got the money I'm looking for. You got the crib I'm looking for. You got the life I'm looking for. You have the temperament I'm looking for. You check all the boxes. So she needs to go ahead and dig her nails into you now before the next chick will. That's them putting their bid in now. Hey, I fuck with you. Hey, I like what you got going on. Here you go. Here's my application. I'm right here. What's up? That's what that is.
And the guy don't marry her.
No, he can. I mean, in my situation, I mean, it fizzled out for a different reason, but that had nothing to do with us sleeping on the first or second night. That has nothing to do with it. Like it was a great relationship. It was great, but we had other issues that came about later down the road. But if she would have waited a month or so, it still would have been the same thing. It wouldn't have made a difference. Because she's still who she was, and I'm still who I am at the end of the day. So if we had sex the first date, or we had sex on the 5th date, on a 10th date, it's still the relationship still would have been the relationship. Because I'm a quality person and she was a quality person.
Yeah, but you said there's other things that mess the relationship up, right?
Yeah, but it had nothing to do with what point we had sex.
So did the person change? Did the person change, or they were the same person they were when you first got with them?
There were some things that changed in the relationship over time, but it's just what it was.
I just think a lot of details is left out, man. If the woman is the same person, I mean, Marcus, you profess about this too, right? if you get with a woman and you having sex with this woman, and we always talk about the people missing the red flags, not vetting and stuff, and the man ends up leaving this woman, but he had sex with her. Did she change, or did he have sex with her prior to getting to know who this woman was? Typically, what would you think happened?
Wait, re-ask the question again so I can make sure I heard.
A lot of times you say that a lot of men get with women and miss the red flags and don't vet the woman, right?
Correct.
So what I'm saying is, if a man ends up getting a relationship with a woman that he has sex with, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you had sex early, couldn't that sometimes be a hard way of missing those red flags or not vetting the woman if you have sex early, if you end up leaving the woman? Because if you're saying I could still wife this woman because of the sex,
I see where you're going with it. That's possible. That's possible.
Wait. But if they're red flags, they exist whether you have sex with her early or not. Those things still exist.
Basically, what he's saying is that you're not going to see it as easy as what he's saying. It's not going to be as obvious.
But we can't determine that either.
Here's the
we can't determine that either.
Right, we wouldn't be able to determine it, but more so, it sounds like for you, sex on the first night is a red flag that's going to push her out of the running, right? I think what we're saying is it doesn't necessarily mean you get a relationship right after sex, right? I think that's the part that so in saying that, right, what then happens is if they qualify past the point of sex, like post-nut clarity comes, and then you really could see how you feel about somebody. And then if you still have strong feelings for them after that, then you will try and further the relationship. And if you can,
Shannon, we talked about this before, Shannon. You going back on what you talked about. Go ahead, Marcus.
Then if you can further the relationship with the things after you nut with her, then you might have something. And then you expand on it from there. And you try and figure out, like, can we keep building on this? And then you may hit a point where there's something like, oh, that's a non-negotiable. We're gonna have to separate. I think that's what the man was saying. And I agree with him.
Right.
But don't
well, Mark, oh, go ahead. What Marcus is saying too on that last piece is that just because, like, all right, I'm just gonna put it like this, with this woman here, like the example I gave, that relationship worked. It worked in that situation. It worked for over a year, whatever that situation did. But everybody else I've ever dated before that might have sex early or not, it didn't get that far. You can have one night stands, you can have people that you have sex with early, but it didn't turn into a relationship. It might have just stayed right there, or we might have hung out a little bit and that was it because she was disqualified early on. But in that situation, she's one of the few and one of the rare ones that you have sex with early and it ended up being something longer and bigger and more beautiful.
Can we put the caveat then? Can I ask y'all this question?
Yeah.
The women we typically see that we prior to having sex with, don't we always already size that up away? Like we'll look at a woman like, I know I just want to have sex with her based on a woman you may have sex with that you genuinely might have interest in.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah. Do y'all get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So
you saying, do we see women that just want to smash? You saying, do we see women that just want to smash? Or and do we also see women that think it's potential for a relationship?
For most women, we already knew what we won't have post nut clarity of whether we want to be with them or not. Like prior to even having sex, you looked at and go, I just want to have sex with her. Versus a woman that even just off the appearance and energy, like man, she seems like somebody I want to talk to, or you get to know that. I talked this about Shannon, with Shannon about that. You already had you got pre-nut clarity. You already know if there's somebody you may deal with or might not deal with. You knew you probably gonna deal with her after you had sex with her. That's all I'm saying.
No, that does happen.
But that's how I typically maneuver anyway. I typically want to deal with somebody that I want to deal with more long term, or I have an inkling that it's something that can last.
Okay, how about that? Can we come to an agreement that go, hey, at least make sure this dude, like, that's gonna be hard to determine too, though, that this dude may be genuinely interested in you. Can we put that there? Because y'all know we can see a big booty and just put, and we'd be like, man, I gotta smash that.
But
yeah,
then
I mean,
if
those
I
are two
say
different categories again. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. So
but
how
do you gauge who's genuinely interested in somebody? Because I can be genuinely interested in a woman today, and 3 weeks from now, I don't give a fuck. I don't have no interest.
If you still want to spend time with her and you ain't had sex with her, like that's real. Like if we can't say that's real as men, that you're interested in this woman and she didn't give you sex, but you still you keep dealing with her because you're genuinely interested in her.
Right, but I'm saying, like, in terms of like trying to tell somebody this is how you vet, interest is a dynamic. It's dynamic. It's a moving thing. It just like love. You know what I'm saying? It moves. You know what I'm saying? It diminishes. You know, I just don't think that there's a way to say to necessarily gauge interest, because I can have interest and then I can find out the chick is musty all the time. You know what I'm saying? Who knows? You know what I'm saying? Her feet might stink. You know what I'm saying? She might have skunk puss. You know what I'm saying? Like, who knows?
Like, let's say, Ali, you talking to Shorty for 6 months, bro. You finally smash. Pump number 6, bro. Pump number 6. That motherfucker smell hit your nostrils, bro, and you realize this motherfucker don't know how to wash her ass.
Y'all already know that. Yeah, I'm just saying. What I'm saying is that for both ways, there should be things where we can learn, like we've learned from experience of women. When you're dealing with somebody, you making sure they genuinely interested in you, or vice versa, where the sex isn't either gonna bring you closer together or mess it up. Regardless of if y'all want to say the time length, at least the two people should be interested in each other. If we want to keep people from being taken advantage of, that's all I'm saying, man.
Here's another variable.
It's a little metric. It's a little metric that I seen where they was talking about the things people should do, like create communication, create trust, create all of these things before you have physical contact.
That's what I'm marking. That's all I was. That's what I've been trying to talk about.
I get what you're saying, and I think that could be prudent. But sometimes with the men that women, the highly sought after men, women don't really get the option to do that, because as soon as they try and implement some type of a rule like that, they'll be replaced.
Well, that says something about. But that says something about us. Then. Well,
hey, hold on. I got a question for the women in the chat. Y'all dating Ali, right? Y'all love Ali. You see Ali on the panel. You like, look at this man's beard. This nigga look like he Middle Eastern and shit. Look at them dark skin ass eyebrows he got and shit, right? So you dating Ali, right? You wait 6 months. Everything is great. Y'all get to the bedroom. Ali got a 4-inch pipe and he can't stroke.
Oh,
what's gonna happen? I want to know from the women in the chat. After 6 months, you dating this man.
Oh, you wrong.
You brag to your girls. Look at this man. He's 6 figures. He got 6-pack. The nigga got a 4-inch pipe and he can't stroke. What's gonna happen?
Oh, inches. Y'all give me 4 inches.
He got a 4-inch rope.
Oh, that's all you give me. Oh,
hey, Sean.
It's because I'm light skinned, right? I got
Sean. She's gonna be like, I waited 6 months for this.
for this. Oh shit! Hey, you see the chat? Look at the chat. They go and go.
My point is that what's the rush for a woman to say, just because this guy seems valuable to me, that I need to just give it up to him? Is that the only thing that you have that you consider to be valuable, that you can get a man like that with, is to throw it at him immediately? You don't think that you have any other qualities, wifely qualities, that he would be interested in? So I don't feel like you would have to throw it at him just like that, just because he might be a VIP or whatever it is that you think you're looking for. And
what else? Not so fast. Let them throw it. Let them throw it. Wait.
Sex is very high.
Hey, what's up, brother? Speak for yourself.
Historically, men married just to have consistent sex. Otherwise they really didn't need them. They were a hindrance to their lives. They slowed them down. They made the men more vulnerable out in the wilderness, and just having a woman was damn near a problem. And he preferred to just move on. That's why the saloons and had the whorehouses and all that, because men just need to get their rocks off and move on. But they didn't always have the money to pay for them whores. So if they can marry a woman, they can get the sex consistently. So to answer your question, well, to jump into your question, why would a woman want to give up sex early to lock a man? Does she have anything else that he's going to want? Does she have anything? Well, typically from our evolutionary standpoint, what else would a man really want from a woman that he's already got his shit together? Everything is smooth. His company is rolling. His household is rolling. His paper's rolling. Everything is cool. What else would he particularly want from a woman outside of sex and children and legacy?
How could you negate children, though? How can you negate children? That's like one of the...
because that requires sex. So I'm saying, if you want to remove the sexual part, and especially if a guy wants to have sex with a woman and say, damn, this is the kind of woman I want to procreate with, what else could she possibly provide or show or display early on in a relationship? It's not like she could come in and just start vacuuming his house, keep, being his secretary and doing all that shit right away. What could a woman potentially offer a man that got all his shit together outside of sex that's going to make him say, damn, I've been looking for you all my life?
Yeah.
Hey, Trev.
So if we're getting together to go, hold on one second. If we're getting together to procreate, right? Then the main thing that he would be looking for is somebody who could be a good mother, right? Somebody who's not going to run off with your children, somebody who's not going to mess up your money if you decide to build a household with her, right? Somebody who you can trust around your family, people who you can trust to help you with your finances, right? Somebody who's virtuous, somebody who is grounded, right? Like, these are the things that you would be looking for if you're gonna be their companion forever. And the main problem is that women are seen as promiscuous if they jump on you, if they jump in your bones like within the first couple of days. And if you're promiscuous, men usually never saw you as a wife, and that's the problem. That's where we're having disconnect.
That's the part, Shannon. You got to make him answer. Trev, I was going to ask you. You brung up the women at the brothel, the prostitute. Well, today's time, the OnlyFans, the IG girl. So y'all still saying making my point. What's the point if I can just go have sex with all these women to wife a woman that everybody already having sex with? You're making the point. He's not going to wife up the woman from the brothel. He's not going to wife up.
We're not trying to turn hoes into housewives. I think
we're not doing that neither. We're not doing that.
I think we made that clear about an hour ago. I'm simply saying, I'm simply responding to Trev's question, which was, what would make a woman think that she needs to jump into bed with a man to keep him, to make sure that she realizes that she's worthy of him long term? And I'm simply saying, what could a woman offer early outside of that will make a man consider her long term?
He said her being virtuous.
How can you determine that early on?
At that time, you could, based on how women were being raised. Women got married off at that time, Shannon. Come on, Shannon. If you're gonna do all this back in the day, come on, brother.
Come on, Shannon. Don't say come on, brother, because I'm not disagreeing. No. Listen first.
Why do y'all get to make these facial expressions?
I agree, Ali. Give me an opportunity to
Shannon,
tell
you got it. Shannon, you got it.
God damn, man.
Y'all can make emotions so we can laugh and have fun.
You do not listen to understand. You just come up with your own. Then why are you saying come on, Shannon? Because
like I said with you. No, you chose to make a face. Why make a face? We do this all day long.
I'm simply saying, listen.
Crazy, man. People pick a time to be like this. I'm
listening. And then you realize that motherfuckers agree with you before you just dismiss them and say that they all come on, Shannon.
I didn't dismiss you.
So the point is, back in the day, yes, that was the case. I'm talking about 2023.
Right.
I ain't talking about the Wild Wild West. I ain't talking about 1850. So today, what could a woman, and I have an answer for this, but I'm curious to know, because I know what a woman could offer early on that would make me consider like, God damn, you different than most. But I want to know what you believe. What can a woman offer early on outside of sexual attention for men today that got all his shit together today, that is financially secure in America today, that will make him want to consider a woman long term outside of sex?
The saturated
consideration. a considerate woman, a considerate woman, and you find that out ASAP. If a woman is considerate, a selfless woman, that would be the main quality that I will be looking for that night. If she is considerate and selfless.
Strippers be some of the most considerate and selfless people.
Yeah, but I ain't gonna do that for me. What are they? What are they considering? That's transactional. That's straight up transactional.
No. If they actually like you and you're not paying
on a
them,
personal level.
yeah, they are really nice women. Like as far as interaction, I'm not saying it's some nice people. That
You're not talking about the strip club itself.
Mostly agreeable too.
No. Yeah.
What strippers y'all know? What city is this?
For the transaction, they are. That's why they're not being. That's why women ain't being. That's why women ain't being kept. But what he was talking about, cooperation, yes, that's basically the main thing they can give us. Whether they had many bodies, many baby daddies, whatever, as long they're cooperative with the man. That's something they can add. But how do you know if they're being cooperative with you again and won't do the same thing they did with the last guy they were cooperative with? That's the problem.
And is she faking it? How do you know she's just being cooperative because because you pulled up in a fucking 2023 Tesla and she's like, oh, I'm gonna be cooperative with this motherfucker, but the last nigga, fuck that nigga. How do you know?
I agree. And that's why I was saying about the early sex thing. The women that go, I don't do this on the first night. I don't kiss on the first night. I ain't did this with nobody else. She could have hit you with that as well, too, because that's why they don't tell men they body count. That's why they don't like giving that caveat and the truth. They expect us to tell the truth about everything we got going on. Actually, it's right on the surface. What do you do for a living? What car do you drive? What your house look like? They can ask you certain things to see if you establish. You don't know their body count. All you can do is go by off their conduct. But if they switch and bait, there's nothing you can do about that. That's the problem with 2023. But I would think early sex is an indicator of a character flaw as well, too. If the last guy already got sex and she's still here with me and she's so-called cooperative, got good sex and having sex with me because I'm special, why wasn't the last person before him, the last person before him, the last person with him? Especially if we're saying that women deal with the same type of caliber guys, right? You got women that deal with certain type of guys. So if they deal with a Marcus, they want to deal with another Marcus. They want to go deal with another Marcus.
So I can answer that for you. So the things that separated the women in the past, like when I was playing basketball, it was a lot of women and it was a nice amount of good women. I couldn't have all of them. So even if I entertained it, it was not going to be possible for me to have all of these women at once. So a good woman would fall off. So me dealing with her don't mean she can't go find somebody else and be a good woman for them. You know, it doesn't disqualify them is what I'm saying. And because they deal with the same type of person, it would consistently be like that.
All right, we got to bring this to the wrap, y'all. Let me get to these super chats real quick. BZ, formerly Baby Zaddy, $2 says, not taking a ninja in a beret serious, beloved. AP Accountability Partner, $5 says, man, I disagree with you all. It's not always about sex. Why get married if it's just about sex? What are y'all saying? AP again says, doing what women do, y'all can't get the message because you don't believe the messenger. Come on, y'all. BZ, Cloud and Hink, I'm gonna need y'all to stop giving out the game because I'm trying to use a Sapio game this weekend. I'm gonna tell you how it went. Genius. And AP says, thank you, Ali. I want to thank everybody that's contributed to the platform. Shout out to all my Green Gang that's in the chat. Click that link at the top if you want to become part of Green Gang. Appreciate all the mods in the chat as well. Let's make sure we support each other. Everybody that's dropped off and on the panel, you can go back and check their Instagram handles. Let's follow each other and support each other. Most people have YouTube channels and have some awesome things going on outside of YouTube. So let's support each other. Again, thank you guys for tuning in to King Talk. I know we ran over a little bit, but it was a good discussion, man. I can't wait to hear your feedback. Make sure y'all drop a comment, hit the like button. Also, make sure you subscribe. This is King Talk, and we out. See y'all next Tuesday.
Y'all be safe.
And thank y'all again. Hit that like button, family. Hit that like button. Last track, come hit that like button. Appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all be safe out there. Special thanks on behalf of the Lapeef Network.